So I didn't even realize that the Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey fight is basically going head to head with the Keyshawn Davis versus Nair Albright rematch. I wouldn't say that one event would end up cannibalizing the other because they cater to different markets. MMA people are going to watch the MMA match, That's what they're going to do. Boxing people are going to watch the boxing match. So I wouldn't say that one event is going to, take away the audience of the other. But in a very general sense, there's not a lot of buzz around Keyshawn's fight. I don't really think it was a good fight to make, to be honest. I don't think it was a good fight to make for Keyshawn because he already fought in a stay busy fight with Jermaine Ortiz. So it's like to go from stay busy to stay busy. And the thing about his career is it feels like it doesn't have a direction. Like he's kind of just fighting just to fight. It's going to sound crazy to say that that's where the alphabet titles, that's where the titles sort of give the fights meaning. That you could say, well, if Keyshawn stays the course, we get a Gary Antoine Russell fight. We get a Dalton Smith fight. We get that if he's fighting for titles and that's his aim is to become an undisputed champion, then you actually have something to get excited about. Whereas with him, you can't really get excited because you don't really know what he's doing or why he's fighting. The generic answer would be, well, he's a prize fighter. He's fighting for prizes. He's fighting for money. And that much everybody understands. But if that's all you're doing, that doesn't really leave the audience with anything to be excited about. And you want them to be excited because you need them to watch. And with him, I noticed it early on that this kid doesn't even have 20 fights. He's like, what, 14-0 or something like that? Like, he doesn't have a lot of fights. And with him, it's like, it kind of feels like you don't know what he's fighting for. Like, what you say you just called out Loma, who's at 135, probably. And you said you want Dalton at 140, which is like, okay. But you also said you want Devin at 147. And it's like, yo, what are you doing? Where are you? Where do you campaign? And what's motivating him, that he's looking for the fight that's going to get him the biggest purse. But that's very lukewarm for the audience that, like, we get that you want the most money, but that I'm not even hyped to see him fight Devin. Like, why would I be? Why? What about a Devin Haney fight is supposed to get me excited? So he's fighting Nair Albright. Being honest, I'm going to go live on Saturday. I am. But I'm thinking that I'm probably going to go live for the Carano Rousey because the metrics are going to be better for that fight than they will be for Keyshawn's fight. I'm still going to watch Keyshawn's fight, but I'm going to have the Netflix card on my big screen and the Keyshawn fight on my phone, probably. It's a smaller fight. It's like, it's Top Rank's first show on the platform, and that's all right. But that's just, I don't see nobody, sitting around debating about what's going to happen on the undercard or what's going to happen in the main event. We literally already saw him fight this guy about 2 years ago. So it's just kind of, lukewarm. Vasyl Lomachenko announced his unretirement, and many of you already know what my thoughts are on that. For those who didn't catch it, well, I don't think he's coming back to box under Top Rank. There's no news of an extension or him fighting on DAZN. You just have to figure that somebody convinced him to come out of retirement because they're going to pay him a lot of money. What it do, Davo? And you can make certain inferences as to who would do that. I really believe that, this guy's probably going to come back under Zuffa. He's probably going to come back under Zuffa and fight for their Zuffa lightweight title. Because, you see what they're doing. They're buying up familiar faces and fighters to increase their brand power. And I think that a lot of people wouldn't mind seeing Vasyl Lomachenko fight over there. It breathes a new life into his career. They're thinking that he's going to come back and just do the same old thing, and I'm like, It's hard to imagine that he would do that, to come back and fight for the BC and the BO and the BA and the BA. It's a little hard to imagine that he would do that. He was disinterested with the sport after he got jerked in the Devin Haney fight, and that was one of the bigger robberies that I've seen in the last 10 years. I remember when the fight was over, before the judges' scorecards were read, I was confident that he would get the decision. I didn't see a way for him to lose a decision to Devin. Like, it seemed pretty obvious Devin lost that fight, and they fucked him. Yeah, that would be great, bro. Pero es que I don't think that he's coming back para hacer la misma vaina. Para estar peleando por los mismos cinturones, los mismos títulos, con la misma gente, aguantar la misma mierda. Nah, I don't see that. I think he's coming back to fight under Zuffa. I do. And that kind of speaks to what I was talking about the couple of lives ago, couple of weeks, that they want to legitimize that title by putting it in the hands of fighters that people already know. That way you could say, well, you can't say that the title's not legitimate because this guy has it. That's the angle that they're coming at it from. So they don't have a 140-pound division, and they don't have a 130-pound division. They have a 135-pound division. And, it's conceivable that that's where he'll come back. He'll come back as a lightweight. And just imagine that he's boxing for the inaugural Zuffa belt. Maybe, maybe. I mean, that's a real possibility too, real talk, that the rumor is that Shakur is going over there, right? The rumor is that he's going over there. So you could, I guess, I guess they would do it at, and Shakur has been talking about going back to 135. The weirdest thing about how they're doing this is that fight would not be on Paramount if they did it. That's one of the weird things about the way they're doing it. If they put together Lomachenko versus Stevenson, that's not going to be on Paramount. That's going to be on Netflix. So how does that help Zuffa? If they did do that fight, how does that help Zuffa? Paramount has the deal. Paramount has the deal with Zuffa, not Netflix. So how are you delivering metrics to that broadcaster by doing big shows on Netflix? And does it really help Zuffa as a brand? Does it? I'm asking. It's not a statement of fact. But I'm asking, does it really help Zuffa as a brand if you're doing that? Or are you just doing what everybody else did? You come into the game and you're the new guys and you want to make a splash, so you pay a lot of people a lot of money. That's what PBC did. That's what the Zone did. That's what Zuffa's doing. Yeah, but do you really think, Rigman, do you really think that he's back to fight for the same old thing, that he's still doing the I want to be undisputed shit? I don't know, man. Like I said, he's 38 and he's been fucked by the sport. He's been fucked by the sport, or at least you could imagine that he feels fucked by the sport. You never know that they might treat him better at Zuffa than they were treating him at Top Rank, and they were treating him good at Top Rank. But Vasyl Lomachenko never got to make the money that Usyk made. He never got to that point where he was in that really, really huge fight. If you think about the Lopez fight and the Haney fight, those were relatively small fights compared to other stuff that happened. You could conclusively say that Lopez versus Loma, a great fight and a good fight for all the right reasons. Commercially, it didn't do what Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia did. Commercially, it didn't do what Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia did. That those fights that Loma had did not stoke the casual flame to get him that extra money. And I think that, a part of the reason that he might be back, I'm not saying that the guy is broke, because I really don't think the guy is broke. If you look at him, this is a guy that likes going to church and fishing. He's not the guy who runs out and buys a Bugatti once the check clears. He's not that guy. He's not ostentatious. So I don't really think that he's strapped for cash, but I do think that money is the motivator in the sense that he never got to make the big money. The money that Devin is now making on turkey shows and Shakur, Loma never got to make that kind of money. Nah, crazy. He had to take a fucking pay cut for the Lopez fight. So I think that's a part of it. That yeah, he never really got to make that whale of a check. And Zuffa will give him that, you know. I really think that that's where he's coming back under. They haven't said it yet, but come on. At 38 years old, do you really think that he's coming back to box for the same belts? To be doing the same shit that he been doing? I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, it's not confirmed. That's me brainstorming. They didn't say that he's going to come back under Zuffa. They didn't say that, but that's what I think he's going to do. You really think at this age he still cares about the undisputed? I don't think he gives a fuck about that shit right now. I don't. You know? So we'll see. I don't think it's a bad thing if he goes to Zuffa. I mean, it's not like, you know, it's not like it's a hassle for us. Their cards don't cost a lot of money to watch. You can watch him on Paramount. And if you can get him on Paramount, right? That's like a little bonus. That's like kind of cool that you could watch Loma again on Paramount. You know, their lightweight division is not deep, so he doesn't really have anybody to worry about. It's just a bunch of, you know, maybe for example, maybe we get Lomachenko versus the winner of Radio versus De Los Santos because that's at lightweight. That's a lightweight fight. So that's already a good little fight that you could do it. It's not super expensive, right? If you could do that on Paramount, now you're cooking with rice because the strategy that they're doing is really weird that you sign Conor Ben to Zuffa, but he doesn't fight on Paramount. His first fight was on Netflix. And the fight on Netflix wasn't even billed as a Zuffa show. It wasn't. We all saw the video where, you know, he daps up Dana White and they sign a contract and he got the gay ass blonde hair. We saw that. But in the end, the card that he fought on categorically was not a Zuffa show. Everybody knows who was behind it. But the basic idea is if you sign this guy to increase brand power for Zuffa, it doesn't help that you didn't get to slap the Zuffa bumper sticker on it. That was not a Zuffa show. Turkey paid to have the IBF reinstated as well. It would be. Did they make that fight? Did they make that fight? Did they announce that shit? Let me see. Am I missing something? Is this some news that broke that I don't know about? Motherfuckers talking about some giant. Y'all don't see nothing about no motherfucking Jai. I don't see nothing about no Jai McCallion. I don't see nothing about that. I mean, but that's another thing that Zuffa has to, you know, like going with you guys costed him his IBF title. Going with you guys. So one way that you could right that wrong is to get him another title. Get him another title. Get him the WBC. That's how you fix that. Right now, people are looking at y'all crazy and looking at him crazy because it looks like, well, going over there, he doesn't get to be a champion anymore. So how do you fix that? Get him the green belt. Problem solved. Then he could get back to focusing on Undisputed. Then he's back in the conversation for everything at cruiserweight. It's actually an easy fix. And I really hope they do it. I hope they do it. But I haven't heard nothing about them making that fight. And Benavidez just fought, so you have time. Don't let him beat you to the punch and get Noel Michelian in the ring because, well, now you're fucked. Vidal Riley's not going to fight you, David's not going to fight you. Riley's not going to fight you. But you can get the BC if you act fast. So you keep hearing about all this money that they have, and it's just like, yeah, y'all got money clearly, but you're just fucking it off. Fucking wasting it on Connor. Maybe wasting it on fucking Devin. Like, bro, I don't get excited when Devin name get brought up, bro. I that dude is depressing. Like, fam, how does this guy get paid so much to fight so gay? Fuck out of here, bro. Shakur's not much better. Like, yeah, you skilled. Nobody's saying you not skilled. Nobody is saying you not accomplished. Nobody is saying that. What I am saying is the way you fight, motherfuckers don't watch fights for shit like that. You could dress that shit up how you want. Like, oh, I'm so good. It's not. Yo, whatever that shit is, homie. Whatever. For whatever reason. Motherfuckers don't watch combat sports for that shit. So that fucking shit. They got to get Jai a belt, man. That's what they need to do. He needs to fight over the summer. Ideally, get that dude another fight and get him a fight in the summer. This shit that we're just going to sit here and we're going to fight for the Zuffa belt. Listen, man, nobody cares about that shit. Nobody cares about the Zuffa belt, bro. Ozzy, what it do?
What's going on, bro?
I'm just saying that I think that they need to get Jai Noel Michelian. That guy
It's a done. Sorry, bro.
Have you heard anything about that? About them maybe doing that fight?
Fox News Australia 27 minutes ago released a statement. It's a done deal for late August. Don King is Michelian's promoter. It took a while to agree to terms. Late August in Vegas, done deal, bro. And Turkey has also paid to reinstate the IBF.
Really? Get the fuck out of here,
bro. That just turned me on, bro.
Oh my god! Oh god! I got an erection. Real talk.
Yeah. Dick's hard, bro. Dick's fucking hard, bro.
Hey, you heard it at Ring IQ. We were breaking news, bro, and I'm telling you, it's a done deal. I'm telling you, it is a done.
Bro, that's
deal.
like 3 excuses for Benavidez not to fight Benavidez.
Real talk. Don't gay the shit up. Let's fucking do this shit. Don't fucking gay the shit up. Because the shit is, because he's gonna gay all over the shit. And the thing that bothered me about Jai, is that boxing has a bad habit of castigating the real fighting men. Like Jai's a fighting man. That dude, he's not the dude that want to cut a rap album. He's not, bro. He's not the dude that want to cut a rap album. He's not trying to be your realtor. He's not trying to pretend that he's on fucking Wall Street cutting deep. Like, nah, he's a fighter. That's what he is. That's how he act. He's a fighter. And for being that way and trying to be traditional, that no, I want to be undisputed. I want to be the best in my division. I just want to fight the people that are around me. They were punishing him for that. The whole fucking American media was punishing him for that. Like, oh, he shouldn't have went to Zuffa. He shouldn't have did that. Where the fuck was he gonna go?
No, bro. I'm saying no. I'm
So you
saying wait.
said
That's three.
Austin.
That's three of
Yo,
Benavidez's
no, wait.
excuses, all cut off.
Real talk has the fucking floor, Drew. So don't fucking gay all over the shit. Go ahead, real talk.
No, I'm saying by him, A, getting his IBF belt back, B, fighting for the WBC, and doing it in Vegas. Those are three excuses Benavidez tried to make that are all snubbed out now.
Out the fucking window, bro.
Kind of running
More
out of.
importantly, did this motherfucker just say ostentatious and fucking what was the other word you just used?
You see, he's gaying all over the fucking shit. We're talking about boxing, and he wants to focus on my fucking lexicon. Go ahead, Ozzy. Go ahead, Ozzy.
He's focusing on your vernacular, Jules.
Can I just say, guys, I'm going to use some real easy. I'm going to use some real easy vernacular and some real easy segues. I'm as happy as a dog with two dicks right now.
All I gotta say is, how's that for no? Is that enough know-how for you, Jules?
No, I mean, listen, Drew. I'm not rooting against them to fail, but you can't blame me for being critical when you guys got a lot of money. You have a lot of money. You have a lot of resources, and when I hear that you're signing Devin, I'm not happy. When I hear that you're signing Shakur, no, I'm not happy because that's more of the same. Those are just overpaid fighters that don't create value. Now, with Jai, you can really take that division and own it. You can own that division. You already removed a couple of options for David Benavidez. Initially, I thought, you know what this fucking homo is going to do? He's not going to fight Jai. He'll probably fight CBS. Nope, that's out the window. CBS is at Zuffa. Or he might fight Ryan Rozicki. No, that's out the window. He's at Zuffa. You see? You can buy up real estate. Or Jack Macy. That if you take all the options away from David Benavidez, you create an environment where the normal fanboy gay shit that the American fighters like to hide behind, he won't have any of that if you buy up
They got a
real
stronghold
estate.
up there.
Yeah, and you know, I'm glad that they're doing that. Like I hope the news breaks here in the United States because it hasn't broken yet. But if it's really done for August and he's got Noel and he's got his IBF back, that's fantastic fucking news. That's great.
That lets me know they're
article?
listening to the relay. And you said spend the fucking money already.
Hey, can I read the article, bro?
Go ahead.
I'll read the article to you, man. Australian superstar Jai Opetaia has agreed to terms for a US blockbuster against WBC Cruiserweight champion Noel Mikaelian, with the only delay being the difficult Don King. The surprise revelation comes as Team Opetaia have now also declared Saudi billionaire Turki Al-Sheikh ready to bankroll a massive lawsuit aiming at reclaiming the IBF strap. Only months after being sensationally stripped by the IBF world title, Fighting Words can reveal Opetaia is now readying for a surprise showdown with Mikaelian, the WBC champ, in late August. Yeah, so that's on.
Oh
that's
yeah,
on
they definitely listen, bro.
Post the link. Post the link in the chat.
Yeah, because
drop it.
you know, addressing the lawsuit, and I said this. It's not even about with a guy like Turkey, and Drew knows this because he's around these kinds of people. They wear cock rings. They do all sorts of weird shit. They can't just fuck a bitch.
Shit on bitches.
They shit on bitches. They pee on bitches. They get pegged. The thing with Turkey is he can afford a lawsuit, but can the IBF? It's
like some fun
not
people.
even about me having the most amazing case, even though I think they have a great case. Like I actually think they have a great case against the IBF. But generally speaking, yeah, Turkey can afford litigation all day till you're blue in the face, till your balls turn blue. But
you can drag their ass through the courts.
Yeah. Can you guys afford this fight? And all over what? To spite a fighter for signing to a promotion, because at its base, that's what you're doing. It's like you're trying to dictate to that fighter where he can go, and that's not your job. I've maintained that throughout, that's not your job. You're a sanctioning body. You sanction boxing matches. Everybody keeps repeating the same shit from the same cue card. But Zuffa wants to get rid of the belts. Brody, all I know is they paid them their money. They paid them their money. They did what they had to do. So if they pay you your money, how they trying to get rid of you? Oh, but in the long run, you can't build the case off of fucking hypotheticals, bro. They paid y'all money. They held up their end of the bargain and observed all the provisions to have your sanction. You can't just do it like that all willy-nilly. What you're doing is retaliation. And that in a business sense, the business word for what you're doing is retaliation. You and the other promoters, the promotional outfits are colluding to siphon fighters away from Zuffa. You can't do that. And all the evidence is there. You are a sanctioning body. You don't dictate to fighters what promotion they can sign to, but that's what you're
Jules,
trying to do with Jai Opetaia.
Jules, was it Dan Raphael that dropped he got given the email that was sent out to all the promoters and the sanctioning bodies about trying to
Yeah.
snuff Zuffa out? I think
Yep.
Dan Raphael broke that news. I think having that as ammo, I think Turkey's realised that he's got a good lawsuit on his hands if the IBF don't reinstate him. And man, I tell you what, I am just so glad that Turkey has finally repaid the faith in a fighter that we all love to see, man. Like, I don't know about you guys, man, but I love death and destruction.
No,
I love it.
listen. I like watching people get fucking punched in the mouth. I like watching people get, lose a limb and get shot and get hit by cars. It's fucking great. But the
Fuck
shit is
yeah.
fuck yeah. But the shit is that with Jai Opetaia, what I like about the kid is, that's the kind of fighter that actually belongs on television. He beats fucking people up. People,
That
listen,
looks like your
you
psychotic
know,
cousin, bro.
right? People don't watch combat. Look, if you like technical fighters, there's nothing wrong with that if you like technical fighters. But the majority of the observers in this sport, they really want to see violence. And you get that with Jai Opetaia. You get brain bleeds, you get hematomas, you get knockouts. So it's like this shouldn't be difficult for this guy who's not hard to work with, doesn't cost a lot of money. He wants to fight whoever you put in front of him. So what the fuck is the problem? You know?
Jules, can I just say, if you like technical fighters, you're a boring cunt and all your stories suck.
Yeah. I mean,
They eat burgers for
look,
the lettuce.
look. I tried to be PG. I tried to be understanding,
Sorry.
but no. I mean, in the past, not even now.
Oh,
Now, look,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
43. I'm 43. I'm not gonna pretend this shit is entertaining. It's not. The shit is not entertaining. I said it for months. When Shakur fights Teofimo, that is gonna be one-sided as hell. It's not gonna be a good watch. Shakur will win emphatically, but it's not gonna be a good watch. And it wasn't. No, come on. Who the fuck goes back to watch that fight? Who the fuck?
Who's
Yeah, I got
gonna
a
buy?
suggestion.
Who's gonna buy their
But
papers?
clearly nobody's watching the knockout artists' fights neither.
Well, that's
I hear
because
they're
he
not
hasn't
as
really
selling
been.
like that neither.
Well, I think
I
now that
would
he's
say.
been unleashed in
Wait,
the US market, I think now you've got a
that's
guy
what I
like
was gonna
Jai
say.
that's been
That's
unleashed
what I
on
was
the
gonna
US
say. That
market, right?
what platform was the knockout artist fighting on that he would have been exposed to this audience? He was on DAZN, which is already very, very niche. Outside of that, what, 3 fights in Saudi Arabia? He had about 3. It was the Jack Macy fight, the Elizoro fight, and the Jordan Thompson fight. And those, I believe, were also behind a paywall. Those weren't free to everybody. Then before that, what was he doing? He was fighting in Australia. So
Yeah.
where would they have seen him?
He even fought Sin
Where would
Cara.
they have seen him?
Tasman did that privately on Stan on an Australian platform, Australian streaming platform, and it did pretty good, man. I think it did about 70,000-80,000 buys, which isn't too bad for in
No, it's
Australia,
not.
man.
If you know
Country.
anything about Australia, it's not it's a
Yeah.
big landmass, but it's not a big country. Like there's not a lot of people there. Like it's
Only
everybody's on the
27 million.
coast.
Yeah,
Only
it's not
27
Yeah,
densely
million.
populated.
everybody's on the coast. So fighting on Paramount, which I've maintained, that's sort of a game changer. We'll see if they know how to manipulate it, because on
Well,
Paramount you have 79 million people. That is about 3 times as many subscribers as the Zone. The trick is, though, you got to get them to watch boxing because they're not there for that. They're for movies.
No, what I like about
That's the
Paramount is
point.
like that they're implemented into a lot of shit. Like I don't even use the Paramount app. Like I use Paramount from YouTube because I pay for my YouTube Premium and shit, and I pay for
Mhm.
my Paramount through it. And they're really good with advertising that shit. Like they get big fucking advertisements and ads and previews for these fights and shit. Like I'm digging it, bro. They're actually doing a pretty good job with
Bro,
pushing that Zuffa shit.
I pay
Mhm.
$7.99 a month for Paramount Plus, and let me tell you, the only reason I bought Paramount Plus was to watch these Zuffa cards, man. And let me tell you, my $7.99 a month equates to about 35 cents American. But man,
Damn.
I am telling you that it is the best value for money I have ever
Let
spent
me
in
let me
No,
tell you
boxing.
and
something.
it's even more,
And
even
you know
more
what?
so if
I've
you're a fucking
I've had
UFC fan too, because all the
I've
cards on
Yeah,
had
there are free too.
yeah.
I've had Paramount Plus for years. I bought it for the movie catalog, really. So this is like you get the girl home, you get the blowjob, you get the pussy, and she does anal. It's like, oh shit,
It's like
I'm getting movies.
word.
Oh
And,
shit,
Like
like this is
I
and,
amazing.
the
and my
same
four
same
year
with
old,
me.
my 4 year old gets to watch the latest installments of Dora the fucking Explorer, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same with me. I got the one with the
and
ad.
uh-huh.
Oh, I got the one with the ad, 7.99 for Zuffa. But it's like Eddie Hearn said, bro. I didn't even know they had a card this Sunday. I didn't.
My
I
God,
didn't know that
yo,
shit.
listen, hear me out, because I'm not trying to sell you Zuffa. I'm trying to sell you common sense. It's been 5 months, Eddie. It's been 5 months. What are you expecting in 5 months? I'm not hating on you because I'm a fan of Matchroom. You see, I'm a fan of all of it, and I'm here for all of it. But I'm just being real, Eddie. What do you expect in 5 months? All you're doing is what they did to you when DAZN debuted in America, and they turned out to be dumb. So do you want to turn out to be dumb? Because yeah, they turned
They're
out to
just
be
hazing
wrong.
them niggas.
You know,
Can
it's
someone tell me?
hazing, but it's also silly. Real talk. That, well, what do you expect, Eddie, in 5 months? What you can say is that in 5 months they have managed to get a lot done. A lot has gotten done, and a lot more needs to be done. But don't fucking underestimate these people. Like you were underestimated by Bob, by PBC, even by Golden Boy, and they're on the same fucking platform as you. You were underestimated. Don't make that same mistake. Don't do it.
Exactly. His
I just
first
don't know
card.
anyone that's got a better deal at the moment, bro. I don't know anyone that's got a $500 million deal. I don't know one
Yeah.
boxing promoter that has a $500 million deal. I
And
mean,
the
yeah,
other thing
Dora,
is no, and the other thing is escalation. That, look, I've been a DAZN subscriber for years now. You see what I mean? But this pay-per-view shit, and I can't stress this enough, you're driving customers away. I'm telling you. I'm the
you'll-
dickhead. I'm the dickhead who actually, I bought the bundle, Ozzy. I bought the bundle. I
yeah,
bought the Wardley. I bought the Wardley Dubois,
the
and
bar.
I got the Usyk Verhoeven for $100. You see, I did that. But I'm telling you that most Americans are not going to do that. Like, they're not. I'm telling you, they're not. No, they're not. A British heavyweight title fight and a Ukrainian versus I don't know, a guy from the fucking Netherlands. You think they're going to give you $100 for that? You got to use some common
Yeah,
sense. And
yeah.
I don't think the zone right now is using any common sense that you cannot charge pay-per-view to Americans for that. They're going to start wondering, yo, dog, what am I paying for? What am I paying for? I used to get fights like this as part of the subscription. You telling me I got to pay to see Usyk fight a guy that never boxed before? Yo, yo, yo.
And
Shout
look,
out to Will. Let me read the super chat. So I finally get to see Noel McKaylian get destroyed and retired. It's a great night to be a boxing fan. And before I go smoke this cigarette, I'm gonna pass it to Ozzy. Before I do that, though, if we get to see Jai beat the fuck out of this guy, if we get to see Jai beat the fuck out of this guy on Paramount Plus, yeah, the zone, you got problems. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got problems. You got problems. If they're delivering
especially
that kind of fight, if they're delivering that kind of fight on their platform, not Netflix, if that ends up on Paramount, yeah, the zone, you got problems. I'll be back after these commercial messages.
And you know what, bro? I was a subscriber to DAZN. I bought the app. I paid my monthly subscription, bro. But you know what turned me off DAZN was when I paid that monthly app, and the whole purpose of paying the monthly subscription to DAZN, and what was the, if anyone can remember way back when, what their fucking marketing ploy was, you'll never pay for pay-per-view again. That was, and then you know what? They made the Canelo Bivol fight, and they made us fucking pay $79.99 for that fucker. And I said, you know what, DAZN,
Was
you
that the
can.
first time? Was that the first?
That was the first one, bro.
Really? That's funny because that was like the first time I ever had my own watch party at my own place, and fucking Canelo loses.
Man, and I tell you that they called it
Damn.
the
Shit.
zone
Yes, it was
gold.
irritating.
They called it the zone gold. It was
No, but
gold.
get this. But get this. Guess what? My next watch party was
What was
Haney versus Cambosos.
it? Yo, I would have trashed your place.
No,
I would have.
nigga,
I would have took a
I
piss in the
stopped.
living room.
I
Hey.
stopped doing
Oh
fucking watch
man,
parties, bro. I'm like,
that's
you know
terrible.
what? I'm good.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
Mark.
That nigga said, I'm
Do
gonna
you,
trap.
have you still got friends, bro? Have you still got friends after that
No,
Cambosis
nigga.
Haney?
What I tell you, bro? Them
Fuck.
niggas never came over to watch boxing again, bro. I'm not even fucking lying.
Damn. Shit, man.
Yeah, that Haney Cambosis was terrible.
No, bro. When I tell you, after round 3, we were all just smoking and playing video games, bro. We forgot the
Yeah.
fight was on.
Yeah,
Start looking at your phone and shit. Like, damn.
yeah,
What
that was.
wasn't that the first fight where they had the first ever clinch counter?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember how many clinches, but I remember he beat him with something like 76 jabs and 47 clinches. And yeah, just snuffed Cambosis out. Fucking horrible fight. And then we got to watch it again in case we didn't
Yeah,
get enough
right.
of it the first time over.
You got a
I
second
tell you
serving
what,
of
mate.
shit.
Hey, the first fight they got 40,000 to Marvel Stadium in Melbourne. The second fight they had at Rod Laver Arena, and I think they got 14,000. No one wanted to watch that shit. No one wanted to watch. They put it in a fucking tennis stadium, bro. Like if you could
Yo,
imagine a
that's
tennis court.
hilarious. I didn't know
That,
that.
yeah. They no way in the world was the Victorian government paying for that shit twice. They went, You can have that. You can have that at fucking Rod Laver. Irresistibly tangy. But yeah, man, I tell you, I'm just so happy that this is finally coming to fruition, and Jai's finally getting a unification, bro. After 11 years of being in the division, and the most avoided fighter that's fighting today. There's no other fighter that's avoided more than that man. I don't give a fuck where you're from, which way you piss, but I'm telling you that man is the most avoided fighter, and we're finally getting a
No,
unification, bro.
yeah. I was thinking of someone who can take that title, but no, yeah, it is definitely Jai.
You know,
Fucking
I honestly
Zerto
thought,
wanted to pretend like he didn't know who that guy was. Fucking Benavidez is fucking being a little pussy. Badu Jack didn't want anything to do with them. It's like, yeah, these guys are fucking being gay.
I'm just so glad Turkey's finally repaying the faith in a guy that stood by him, man, for years. And got stripped of that belt before for fighting on a ring card and not fighting his mandatory, and won the title back and defended that fucker 6 times after he fucking got stripped
No,
of it.
I'll tell you what, Jai handled that situation like a fucking G, bro, because I would have been spazzing out.
Yeah, he's not like that. And yeah, you know how Jules was saying before that he's not going to be a fucking Wall Street, he's not going to be an advocate for selling stocks and shit like that. I'll tell you what else you won't see Jai doing, man. He's trying to be on a live stream and fucking getting clicks and views. You will not
Oh, you
see
mean
that
like
man
trying to
do
go
that.
hang out with fucking with
Ryan Garcia.
Neo and shit, Neon?
Yes,
Oh, that
yes.
fucking
Jai
lame ass shit.
won't do that shit, bro.
Yeah,
Jai
I mean
will
that's how
never do.
Benavidez has to stay relevant, bro, because the Americans over here, bro, they're like their minds and attention spans are so shot from fucking TikTok and reels and whatnot that they can't fucking remember what they ate yesterday.
You know what I love, bro? And the fact that Jai is now ranked number 1 in the WBO and number 1 in the WBA means that that is Benavidez mandatory. Now you want to talk about
Shut
Benavidez?
up, you old Australian piece of shit. I would beat the fucking dog
Canelo not
bricks off of
fighting his
you. I would
mandatory.
beat the fuck out of you. I
What the
would beat
fuck?
the dog shit out of you, you old piece of shit.
You couldn't hit
What
water if
You
you
see
fell
how
out of a
big that
boat in the
guy's
middle of
teeth
the
was,
ocean.
bro?
the old
That dude
You
fucking
looked
J
like he'll fucking bite
you
a hole in
couldn't
his
hit
chest if he
you
fucking
couldn't hit
squeezes
fucking
too
water.
hard.
You
J
couldn't hit
Leno chin
water if you fell out
motherfucker.
of a fucking boat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Stop your nonsense.
How the fuck he get on here?
Glasses
Nah,
big as shit.
he was in disguise. He actually used his name was Lanice, and he used a different picture than was he's showing gay shit right now.
Oh, I bet
You
you.
can see it. You
Can't
can see.
see
I
it,
forget. You
man.
can see his stupid ass.
I got fans everywhere,
I
Jules.
don't know, man. I don't know these.
I'm upsetting
No, he's
fans everywhere, bro.
every so often I get these fucking liberals. Every so often I get these fucking liberals
You
that
could
try to
see
jump
it. You
on
could
here
see
and
it on his fucking small shoulders.
yeah,
Is
like
he?
bro, instead of worrying about Benavidez and boxing, hit the fucking weight room, bro. You look like you weigh like 120 pounds, bro. Hit the
On a
fucking
good
weight
day.
room, bro. For real. Like that's crazy to me that y'all young motherfuckers, y'all don't want to be outside, y'all don't want no pussy, y'all don't want to get brolic, y'all just want to be around acting stupid. Like, and you
Hey, you know what
young,
I
that's
Oh,
the
love?
bro, I'm
other
about to
shit.
have to go. I'm about to have to go so much harder in the gym too, bro, because I just found out I'm having a boy.
Yo, you gotta
Oh
go hard,
shit.
bro. You
Oh
gotta hurt your
shit.
shoulder like I did, bro. That's what you gotta do, bro. You gotta
Type
do
You
shit.
gotta
that.
I gotta
train
take a
Um,
blue chew with my
training.
fucking pre-workout.
fucking blue chew, baby. Workout. You ever worked out bricked up, bro? That's the
Just
best.
shut the
Fucking dick
fuck
all
up,
hard.
nigga. That's like asking like you ever made love to a man? Nigga, what?
Motherfucking in the gym with a hard ass dick. Be like, yo,
That
this
ain't got a
motherfucker
that ain't got a
crazy.
25 plate
But
hanging from the fucking shaft.
Like, Bobby, you ever hang out in
you know,
gymnasiums?
you know, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, David Benavidez, as far as him and addressing him, y'all know what I said, that I
The
would be
duck,
surprised if he
the
fights
duck
again
man.
this year
He's the duck
because
man.
the cruiser the cruiserweight division don't got a lot for you to do. You know, like in other words, it's not that there's nobody to fight. You can always fight somebody. Your problem is created because you want to be on pay-per-view. Well, homie, you can't fight Badu Jack on pay-per-view. Ain't nobody gonna buy that. You could fight him as a regular fight. You could do something like that. But if
I
you
don't think
gonna
it's gonna
charge
stop
people
him, dude. Like,
$75, that ain't gonna
bro,
work.
No, that,
bro,
That's
that
not
it's
to
gonna
be
work.
fair,
obvious.
they're
It's
shameless,
obvious.
bro. They'll
It's
do that.
Yeah, exactly. It's obvious,
Ain't
Juice.
nobody gonna buy
They're
it.
gonna charge you. They're gonna charge you $79 to watch him fight a lamppost. It doesn't matter who he fights.
Yo,
Who the
whoever's
fuck falling down
doing the
some
river dance,
stairs?
whoever's doing the river dance in their garage, you got to mute your mic while you're doing that river
You
dance.
said
Um,
garage.
Someone's
garage,
someone's putting together a shelf from IKEA.
you right? But it's not simply they'll make it a pay-per-view. What I'm saying is you're gonna end up burning cash doing that. There's no point in doing that.
The
Come
fuck,
on,
dude?
Who's fucking
what the
using a
fuck is that,
dildo?
bro?
What fat
God
bitch is
damn.
leaning in their chair?
Put some
Okay,
WD
now
40 on that
Country,
is that
shit.
Marty? Is that
country.
Marty?
WD
Let me see
Shut
40.
if
the
that's
fuck up,
Marty.
country.
Yo, grease
See if
grease
that's
the springs on your chair, you fat fuck. All
But yeah,
right.
that
All right.
you could, the standard for a pay-per-view obviously is lessened, and you could bill almost anything as a pay-per-view nowadays, granted. But what I'm saying is nobody's gonna buy it. Ain't nobody gonna buy that shit.
They don't care,
The fuck
bro.
did
They
I
don't
do?
care. They don't care. Obviously, they
Uh,
don't fuck.
He looks like he's
It
from
does
Montclair.
60,000 pay-per-views. If it does 120, they don't care. They're gonna
is
charge
that
us.
Fig or is that Fig or is that the liberal?
What?
I just let Fig. Well, it could be Fig or it could be somebody pretending to be Fig. If you Fig, what you think about Clarissa Shields?
Oh man, I think Clarissa Shields is the quote. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo,
That's not Fig. That's
but
not
Devin
Fig.
Haney,
Because
I
Fig,
enjoy Devin Haney fights. I think he's a good
and
fighter.
that's
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Me too. I
yo,
deserve
that's
I
not
deserve those
Fig.
labs too.
Yo, if that's Fig, what you think about the Devin Haney Cambosos fight, Fig? If that's Fig. Yeah, see, that's not Fig. That's that white
Oh,
boy.
bro, I watch that fight like once a week. You know what I'm saying? That was a master class.
I mean, a
That's
lot
not
of people
Fig.
don't like it. A lot of people don't like it, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, bro.
I like eating burgers for the lettuce. You know what I'm saying?
Real
I did
shit.
not have sexual relations with that woman.
But
Do not have sexual relations with that
if
woman.
we get into the the Devin Haney potential Devin Haney Zuffa acquisition, it's just like, well, what fight are you gonna make for Devin? Because you don't have no junior divisions, right? It's not like he's gonna go up to 54. What, Hitchens versus Haney? Fuck out of here,
Hell
bro.
yeah, bro. That's
Yeah,
fucking
Fuck out of here,
bro.
bro.
That's
Haney
NyQuil
versus
in a fucking ring, bro.
Haney versus
Brandon Lee,
Beterbiev.
Jules.
it gotta be something like that. Cause who's in your welterweight division? Hammer Hands. What, Teofimo gonna go over there? He ain't over there yet, but I'm saying Haney versus Lopez is not now what it was 5 years ago, bro. And how much money you got to burn to make them fight? How much money is that going to cost? Like,
10 million.
Who's actually like an entertaining fighter? Because all the entertaining fighters out here get shit on. Like you can name them: Benavidez, Keyshawn, Tank, or Wilder, or somebody like
you're one of those.
Somebody that's actually exciting. Like all of them get shitted on. So it's like, where do we go from here?
You're not addressing what. All right, what you're not addressing is you can think that Wilder's entertaining, and maybe he was. His fight with Derek Chisora wasn't boring, but it shouldn't have
Just
been
an
a
example.
pay-per-view. Would you agree to that? Would you agree to that, though? That the fight was entertaining, but it shouldn't have been a pay-per-view. Americans ain't gonna pay for that. And if now move it over, Benavidez is an entertaining fighter. That was actually an entertaining fight that he just had. He's not a boring fighter, but wouldn't you agree that he doesn't belong on pay-per-view because people aren't buying them? That's the problem.
I mean, I can understand the Zerto fight, but every other fight,
I would disagree with you because pay-per-view is pretty simple. The ends have to justify the means. If you cannot generate at least $300,000 buys with your fight, guess what? You shouldn't be on there. Shouldn't be. You're sacrificing. If put it this way. If you get out there and all you do is, let's say, 150,000 buys, people are going to say, oh, that's not bad. No, it's horrible because you're sacrificing potentially 1 million viewers for a little 150,000 buys. That's what happened on Showtime. The sport.
I mean, but Canelo's not that entertaining. I mean, doesn't he sell well?
Canelo's not entertaining.
No.
No, he's not.
That's his. Listen. That's his preference. I'm not concerned with that. Canelo got out there with a Puerto Rican that nobody thought was going to win the fight. Nobody gave Edgar a chance, and still sold 600,000 pay-per-view buys. So you can't put David in the same bracket as him. If people are buying his fights, it doesn't matter. People are buying his fights. Are they buying David's fights?
No, they're not. No, not from what I hear.
Well, there it is. Then there it is. If you could, if David were sitting here, right? I'm a realist. If David were sitting here doing at least 300,000 pay-per-view buys per fight, and he's been on pay-per-view about 5 times now, headlining. If he were doing that, then you could say no, he belongs on there. If the base. If the base is 300,000, okay, you could work with that, but it's not. Like, it's not, bro. Like, you getting out there, what are you doing? 55,000, 100,000 if you're lucky. You're not gonna get nowhere doing that shit. So he does not belong on pay-per-view. It's not that the fighters aren't entertaining. It's that this is too expensive. Normal people with day-to-day jobs and day-to-day lives is not going to pay for this. They're not. Period.
I mean, don't you think it's on a paywall? It's behind a paywall because literally a lot of people aren't watching anyway. Because boxing is not the NFL.
No. It's behind a paywall. No. It's behind a paywall because the fighters want too much money. That's why it's behind a paywall. That's why. That's literally why. If Zerto wants 3 mil or 4 mil, and David wants 3 mil or 4 mil, that puts the pot at 8 to 10. 8 to 10. And they're not just going to give you that. Like, no, we're not just going to give you $8 to $10 million because this event will not generate that. So what do? They put it on pay-per-view, hoping that you will buy it, hoping that Real Talk will buy it, hoping that Alex will buy it. And they don't.
Except when you're a guy like Devin Haney and you ask for guarantees.
Who's not taking guarantees?
Yeah, and he's been fucking... And he's been fucking off money for I don't know how long. Like he's been fucking off people's money for the longest time. That's to get out there and lay it out.
Yeah, but people keep
Alex, what it do?
Fucking do
Hey, what's up, brother?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I was angry when I heard that Turkey was thinking about signing him because I'm like, well, that's part of the problem. If you keep overpaying fighters,
Yeah.
Yeah, if they keep overpaying this guy, it's not going to stop.
I
You
mean,
know,
do you think it's in lieu of a rematch with Garcia, because that's the moneymaker?
I just don't see the value, Don. I
Wait, did
don't
that
see the
fight sell?
value.
No. With I mean, you don't see the value.
Oh yeah,
in,
no.
Did that fight sell?
We could say this is per Oscar De La Hoya, and he was the lead promoter, so he's got no reason to shit on his own event. But that's what he did. He said that it underperformed, it didn't do what they thought it was going to do, and it did just north of 300,000. That's what he said. Now 300,000, like I said, 300,000 is not horrible, depending on what you paid to do it. It's not horrible. If you got to give this guy 5 and this guy 8 or whatever, right? The operational costs have to be in line with the actual value of the show, because if it's not, oh, well, you just lost money doing this dumb shit. That's what you just did. You just did this shit to lose the money. That's what you just did.
I forgot if the original fight or if that fight was pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was.
It was
That was a pay-per-view. That was a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was worth every penny for me.
Are you saying that
now the second fight? Good, Alex.
No. I'm just trying to clear something up. You're saying Oscar said that Zurdo versus Benavidez did north of 300,000?
No, not that. Ryan and Devin. Zurdo and Benavidez. Ryan and David. I mean, Zurdo and David wish they did. 300. They wish
was
they
it
did
$100
that shit.
Was that $100 in America? That pay-per-view.
Now, would you look
It
at
was
that?
like 85, right?
It was
Now, would you
85.
look at that?
Yeah, it was
You're
85.
telling me Haney
Fucking
outsells
horrible.
Benavidez? Is that what I'm hearing?
No,
Well, when he's got a
Ryan
dance partner
outsells
like Garcia.
Benavidez.
Nah, I mean,
Does
like,
he really? Because that last fight wasn't too nice.
Hey, but
with,
you know
Ryan
what?
Garcia and Barrios.
You know what?
Yeah, but Garcia sells, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, like you might not like it. It might not sound.
I don't think so.
It's not. No. It's not even that. No, it's not even that. You know, I know he wants to be Devin's defense attorney. The truth is, neither Devin or Ryan sell that much, but Ryan sells a little more than Devin. He does sell.
No, I'm not a shill. I'm just saying you have. I'm not trying to defend anybody. I'm just trying to get the logic.
Here's the thing.
Well, you gotta understand though. Ryan's done more numbers than
shut the
Benavidez
fuck
twice.
up. The fuck. Ryan has more options. Ryan has more options, and Ryan has more segue to bigger fights than Devin. Devin's biggest fight is Ryan, where Ryan's biggest fight is not Devin. Ryan could turn around right now and fight Conor Benn in a big transit.
Conor Benn in England,
dude, that would be
Conor Benn in England is massive.
Ryan could also fight Devin in a rematch, which I think would be bigger than the first one. The rematch would be bigger than the first one, but he could also fight Rolly. He could also fight Conor. He could fight Teofimo Lopez, and these fights commercially, none of these are. Yeah. The only one that would be big, like big in terms of, okay, this is actually a big fight, is the Conor Benn fight. That one would be big because of the UK audience, that if they buy it and some people over here buy it, yeah, you got a big fight. But Devin, all right, what big fight you could have? What's the big one?
Shakur,
without
maybe.
Ryan?
That's not even that big. That's not even that big.
Nobody gonna come on, Don. Ain't nobody gonna
I'm
buy
just saying
that, bro.
that's a big fight.
You think two negatives will draw a positive?
Hold on, it would be a big fight, like in terms of like 300,000, 400.
Yo, it'll be it'll be a big fight to Mike fucking Copinger, bro. That's what it'll be a big fucking fight.
Yeah, it'll be a huge fight.
You know,
the Max Kellerman.
It won't happen.
You don't think? Hold on. You don't think that would meet at least 300
Max
grand?
Kellerman would be fucking.
I think Devin and Tank would be a big fight.
Okay, you don't think Shakur and
if we're not talking about Canelo, who is killing it right now? Far as selling a pay-per-view.
Okay. You got to stop with the doublemint twin things. Real talk. You got to stop doing that. The people that are killing it right now are not Americans. There are people selling real good right now, but they're not American. AJ is still box office.
Yeah, I'll watch AJ.
AJ is still box. Inoue is still box office. Believe it or not, and people not gonna like the sound of this. They not like Ozzy gonna like the sound of this, but I know Americans ain't gonna like the sound of this. Tim Zoo is box office. Why you think Errol going over there? Why you think he going over there?
I'm going to that fight, bro. I'm going to it.
You think an American fighter? You think an American fighter normally gets on a plane to go to Australia to concede home field advantage to a dude that ain't worth no money? Tim Zoo is still worth money. Errol,
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
you going over there,
Hell
right?
yeah.
This fighters, this
Fury.
box office.
Fury's still box
This
office.
You think
no,
Fury?
yeah, Fury. I
Fury?
mentioned him. No,
Oh,
Fury.
okay.
Fury is still box office, like he is. He
Mm.
still is. But the point I'm making is the real box office attractions, and I'm 43 years old, so I know that generally speaking, box office attractions have always been far and few. You might have one or two in a period, in a cycle. It was never like this, where everybody think they need to be on pay-per-view. It was never like this, bro. Even in the Mayweather era, it wasn't like
Yeah, I've
this.
heard. I've
Sure
heard.
wasn't.
I've definitely heard.
But now, think about it. Devin got to be on pay-per-view. Shakur got to be on pay-per-view. Lopez got to be on pay-per-view. Benavidez got to be on pay-per-view. Ryan got to be on pay-per-view. Boots got to be on pay-per-view. Zayas got to be on. Like, what the fuck is wrong with a lot of y'all? What's wrong with a lot of you? Like, what the fuck going on? And y'all doing that for what? So when they put y'all on pay-per-view, you know what you're gonna sell? Under 100,000 pay-per-view buys. Why is that not good? Even if, let's say this, even if you manage to break even, the reason that's bad for the sport, and the reason why American boxing is like this now, is because of that. You do a pay-per-view and only 100,000 people buy it. Whereas if you did it as a regular fight, 1 million people might have watched it. 1 million. Maybe
Well,
you
yeah,
don't
and
make as much. Oh, okay, country, go ahead.
Nobody's going to want to invest money in you if you're only making less 100,000 or less. I mean, no promoter's going to want to conceivably lose money on you. So,
the best example is Gervonta Davis on Showtime. If you would have did Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz as a regular fight for Showtime, right? It's not even that I think the pay-per-view lost money. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I don't know what they kicked out to do it. I just know that if you would have did that fight as a regular fight for Showtime, right? Probably would have got 2 to 3 million views that night for Showtime, which is huge for a premium cable network. You can't. You have to look at it. Remember, it's a premium cable network. It's not ESPN and it's not terrestrial. So 1 million, 2, 3 million, that's huge for them. And Paramount and CBS, they would have looked at that and said, "Holy shit, y'all did 2, 3 million on a Saturday night. Oh, we got to give y'all more money." And then you get more money. If you think about Spence and Porter, I'll often bring this up and how PBC fumbled the Fox deal. You did Spence and Porter as a pay-per-view, which did it somewhere in the neighborhood of 3. It was either 277 or just north of 3 because there's different numbers out there. You're thinking that's good because you got to make a little bit of money and you broke even. So the boxing people are patting themselves on the back like a bunch of fucking dickheads, not realizing Fox is looking at that. Do you know how many homes we're available in? We're not Showtime. We're not ESPN. We are available all over the country, and the most that you brought us for the money we gave you is 300,000 buys.
Yeah,
that's why they left.
Fucking gay.
But you know,
Now, if you would have did that fight, before I pass it to you, Alex, if you would have did that fight, and this is the important part, if you would have controlled your fighters and keep them in check, listen, you're fighting for this. This is what you're fighting for, right? If you keep them in check and you deliver to your broadcaster and you do that fight as a regular fight on Fox, I promise you, Spence versus Porter would have did 6 million views or more on Fox because everybody has it.
Yeah.
But you fucked up. You fucked up. You worried about the short term instead of the long term. I need to worry about preserving my relationship with this broadcaster so that they will give me access to more money. That's why Dana White, whether you like him or not, the fucking guy knows what he's doing. Go ahead, Alex.
So what I was going to say is that what you're talking about and how you're explaining it, that's what I call responsible journalism. And that's why I blame I actually say that part of the reason that boxing is in the state that is in is because its boxing scribes don't take on that responsibility to educate the public, and instead they co-sign a lot of crap. For example, um so you're saying that if you do it on regular TV, it would be, it'd be bigger in the long run because you get more people to see it. If I take just a quick example of that, it would be the Oscar Valdez Shakur Stevenson fight, right?
Yes.
If that belonged to PBC, that would have been on pay per view. They did it on regular TV under the ESPN budget. That got 3 million viewers. So what happens is that instead of focusing on the positivity of that of that scenario, what these boxing scribes did was co-sign the crap that Tank Davis is doing, all the PBC fights were doing, that they were selling 200,000 maybe. That's what Tank Davis was really selling without the Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
But they still had the gall, the unmitigated gall to call him a pay-per-view star. And that filtered down into the boxing space, and they would say, "Oh, well, Texas is a pay-per-view star, and that's why he doesn't need to fight Lomachenko." That's how it starts. Meanwhile, his numbers really, really, really were comparable to what's his name? To Bud Crawford when he did his little pay-per-views, which was about
Yeah.
150 and 200. It was comparable, but they would take Bud Crawford's numbers and be like, "Well, he's not a pay-per-view star." When he's basically saying the same fucking crap. So
Hey, Alex.
it's
Yeah.
that's the responsibility of journalism. That's why it is so important to have a press that does his job.
Alex, how do they educate the public though? I mean, I'd like to hear what
By
you're
saying the truth, by saying exactly what
To tell them the
Julius
truth.
Santiago. I mean, sorry, by saying exactly
¿Qué lo que, manín?
sorry, sorry
Esa
about that, brother.
maldita vaina que...
No, no,
Coño. Alexis Romero.
No, I'm sorry. I take that back. You. No, anyway, so no, by saying exactly what Ring IQ is saying, man.
right.
Exactly. That's the way you're supposed to print it. Say the truth no matter what, man. And we
These
don't
people,
have that here.
let me
We
say,
don't have that
Alexis,
anymore.
they don't know what they're arguing against. They don't even realize it. That, listen, I know a lot of you are stealing pay-per-views. I'm telling you that you shouldn't have to, because there shouldn't be this many. You're advocating for these fighters to price gouge you, dumb fucks. David don't belong on pay-per-view. You could like him, you could love him, but he don't belong on pay-per-view. And you, as the consumer, shouldn't have to pay extra to see him. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to go to an illegal streaming site to watch him fight. It's not supposed to be that way. When Floyd was around, it wasn't Floyd and 10 other fucking fighters that have to be on pay-per-view. It wasn't like that. It was Floyd, Manny, and maybe Cotto. And the odd pay-per-view here and there. But it wasn't 10 fucking guys telling you, yeah, $75.99 for my fight. It wasn't. And it's not supposed to be that way. So what if it's not even that the model is broken, it's that the model is overused? A big fight is always going to sell. For example, here's an example. I don't think it's an amazing fight. I don't expect it to ever happen. But if you told people Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, August, that does near 1 million. Oh, yeah, that'll do that. But Shakur and Lopez or Shakur and Payne, no. Because everything is not a big fight. You're letting the fighters and their managers convince you that, yeah, this is a huge fight when they're just trying to get at the money. It's not a big fight. You're not a big name. You're not. You need a dance partner. The rest of the time, this is what you need to be making. We need to keep control over the operational costs. Otherwise, we lose in the long run. Those guys in the UK, perfect example. Americans don't know who Fabio Wortley is, and they may not know who Daniel Dubois is either, but you know who does? The Brits. 18,000 of them showed up to see them fight.
Yep.
18,000.
Hey, what about Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., bro? 60 something thousand turned up to watch a fucking grudge match.
Yep.
Right? No belt, no belt, Ozzy. No belt,
no
title,
nothing.
And,
Bragging rights.
And you have Americans, and you have Americans looking
How much did it
across
do?
the pond. Look, I just know it was a success. That's all I know. I know that it sold
Oh,
pay-per-views. I know it did well commercially.
I heard it
I know it did that.
Not,
Oh, okay.
We had Amir Khan,
but
Cal
not
Brock.
with us. But not with us. You see
no,
that
not
Americans,
in America. It did 700,000 worldwide.
Yeah. Americans still think that they're the cornerstone of the. Listen, if you're anywhere near super bantamweight, you're not going to make any money in America.
Listen,
you're not. You're not. If you're a heavyweight, wait. If you're a heavyweight, you're also not going to make any money in America. If you're a light heavyweight, you're not going to make any money in America. If you're a middleweight, nope. That's the way it is. But for some reason, Americans still think that this is where all the money is, even after all the fucking networks walk away.
And here's a good.
You got to be built like a middle schooler.
Here's a good indicator of whether your fight's going to sell or not. If you're on Jimmy Kimmel, if you're on on a late night show being interviewed, your fight's probably going to do $1 million. Most likely.
They'll sell themselves.
If you're not doing any of these late night TV shows, that means nobody knows who the fuck you are. Nobody cares.
Americans don't watch late night TV no more.
They watch Neon and fucking Ryan
I'm just saying that's a good indicator because if you're being interviewed on these mainstream platforms, on these terrestrial mainstream platforms like these TV shows, a lot of people know who you are. You know, that's a really good indicator.
And let me say this: even people knowing who you are, right? They sort of forgot. Or maybe it's just that, look, people get old and traditions die out, that the big fight feel is a real thing. It's the mystique of a fight where you don't know what's going to happen. You may have an opinion, but you don't actually know what's going to happen, and you have to see it to believe it. Before big fights like Chavez versus Camacho, you almost didn't believe that they were making their ring walks. Like, I can't fucking believe I'm about to watch this. Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, you almost didn't fucking believe, like, they about to fight. With Maypac, it was the same thing. It took us 5 fucking years. It's been 5 fucking years, but we're finally here. And there are fights like that, but every fight is not like that. Believe it or not, I'm not a manager. I'm not one of these people, but I know that process to deliver that kind of fight and that kind of feeling, to get that kind of money, you have to marinate fights. You have to. You have to.
I remember
any other way.
Let me just say
Go ahead, Alex.
thing. Because the gentleman just said about whether you get interviewed on late night show hosts, and that's when you know it's a big fight or not. Well, I'm gonna tell you this on a more organic level, how I know that, or how one can tell that it's a big fight. It's the water cooler conversation around you. Yeah. Forget the late night show house. Who's talking about this? When you see somebody talk about a fight that never talks about fights, you know that. For example, the last time I experienced that with Tank Davis against Ryan Garcia, I was at the gym, right? And at the gym, these, like young musclehead type dudes was talking about that fight. Never seen a conversation about, overheard a conversation or fight coming up. Many fights have taken place. Nobody ever talking. This was coming up in that scenario from cats that I could tell, they weren't really boxing. They were into the moment, right? That's when I knew that fight was going to sell the way it did. And it was a really big sell. But that's how it's when you get to see people that, let's say a woman that never, like a Canelo fights, when Canelo fights, right? You see, you might get that mention because they're into Canelo or whatever. Oh, va pelear el pelirrojo. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's when somebody has crossed over. That's when you get maybe the that little edge, when actually with that big edge of people who I would actually pay to watch that event, not even steal it, because
You
those
know, the
people
last
like
time
that
that
don't
happened,
steal.
Alex, recently, it happened after the fight when AJ knocked out Jake Paul. It went crazy.
Well,
That's why
AJ,
Netflix wants him
I'm
back.
I would
yeah,
say
but Jake Paul does
I
that.
would say
Oh, you
Look at the
didn't do that.
Tyson
with a
fight.
fighter with a fighter like David Benavidez, and I take it to him because you're kind of your own worst enemy. The decisions made on your behalf are the main reason that you're not a bigger star and that you're not more endeared. A fight between you and Demetrius Andre for $80. Are you out of your fucking mind? When the fuck has Demetrius Andre ever been a draw that we should pay extra to see? What's
Those
happening?
Had he
those
even
were
been on
broke
pay?
He's
fights.
a Las
Broke
Vegas
fights.
fighter, bro. He's a Las Vegas fighter.
Then
Was
then then you
Boogaloo
think
ever on a
about
pay-per-view?
Those aren't pay per
the
views.
those
That's a
that was
broke
a
fight.
pay-per-view. No, it
Well,
shouldn't
it's a
be, but
pay per view, but it's not a pay per view because it's a pay per view. It's a pay per view because your promoter's broke.
yeah,
That's what I'm
basically.
saying.
Or your inflated financial demands. See, you guys put
Those
you get
guys
wait
didn't
wait
even.
you got you put Caleb Plant, who had already been knocked out by Canelo Alvarez. So you really are out of your mind thinking that people are going to pay extra to see him again, to get beat up again in a fight. Nobody favored him to win. So why would they give you $80 to see it? And it's like you're not using any common sense, or worse, you have Stefan Espinoza, who has no backbone, didn't do his job, which is why he doesn't have one. You're the quality control officer of Showtime. Your fealty is not to the fighters. It's
I
not to
almost
Al
forgot who that
Heyman.
was
It's
for a
to
second.
Showtime. It's the Showtime. And
Yeah.
you let these people convince you that you should put this bullshit on the air when it was your job to say, no, we're
Yeah,
not doing
exactly.
that.
He was an
We're not doing
executive,
like
and his
no.
job was to his interests were to save his company money, not to collude with the fucking client. And now he's out of
Exactly.
a
And
job because of a fucking idiot.
because you want to be with the cool kids and
Yeah,
you
he
want to
thought he
rub
was
elbows with
somebody.
the boxers
Yeah,
and
he
and
thought
and
he was
and
somebody. He
you
thought he had a voice.
that's
Yeah,
what and that's
yeah.
why you don't have your job, and that's why I said in the
So
buildup that guy is gonna lose his fucking job
let's put it
because
in
he's not doing
perspective.
it.
Oh,
So
he
yeah,
loved taking pictures with chicken talk, though.
I'll put it in perspective another way. Then yeah, nobody listens to or watches late night, but people do listen to podcasts. And Shakur was on Joe Rogan. He got a little over 1 million plays. Fucking Steve O got over 4 million plays. I mean, that tells you something. If it was someone else on there, if you knew somebody was going to sell a fight, Shakur's not selling any big fights. Let's just say that he's not selling anything.
Don, you don't have to act like a fucking liberal when it comes to him. Fighters like him don't belong on pay-per-view. I'm sorry. That style.
I'm not saying he does,
that style. No, Don, you don't have to do this, Don. I'll do it for you. That style barely belongs on television. I'm sorry, it's the truth. You don't walk down Times Square, show them a Stevenson fight, and now you got a boxing fan. They're gonna get mad at you that you stopped them. They're gonna get mad at you that you stopped them to show them that bullshit.
I mean, Jules,
that
bro,
that
shit
belongs
on
kids'
YouTube, bro.
But that style wasn't allowed in boxing in the first of the 20th century when the fucking mafia ran it. They throw tomatoes at you or they hold your purse for that kind of bullshit. Alexis,
kids don't even want to watch that.
What's going on?
Who does Loma fight?
Oh man, actually, that's why.
Wait! How the fuck did you just commandeer the? How did you just commandeer the fucking? I'm not talking about that.
He
shit.
said, "Nigga Drew, that nigga Drew trying to take over the conversation."
Oh, because Alexis is here. Alexis is here, and I wanted to know what he thought about Loma.
Well, actually, I want to know what Jules thought about
we'll
that.
get to Loma. We'll get to Loma. I'll get to Loma, but I do want to drive this point home. With the consumer now, right? Anybody tuning into this live, we got about 100 and change people in here. What you guys need to understand, what I'm advocating for is your wallet. You shouldn't have to steal these fights. You shouldn't have to, because there are not supposed to be that many on pay-per-view. You have a lot of Sean Zittels and a lot of Dan Canobios arguing like, bro, I don't give a fuck about the fighter's bank account. I give a fuck about mine. Fuck, I look like worrying about him. Is he worried about me? These guys are getting upwards of $500,000 or more for a single fight. So if you fight 3 times in a year, you're already making more than the average American. What the fuck do I look like worrying about you?
Exactly.
You don't want to work. You don't want to work is what it is. That's really what it is. You want to get out there one time and make $6 million and take the rest of the fucking year off. Fuck you. Fuck that. A lot of y'all don't belong on pay-per-view. A lot of y'all are overpaid. You're not going to hear a lot of content creators say that because they rely on them for the content. You need to be friends with the fucking fighter. You need to, fuck that shit. At the height of boxing's popularity, it wasn't like this. At the height, when Roy was fighting, it wasn't 10 guys on pay-per-view. It wasn't. When Roy was fighting, and boxing was more popular then than it is now. Right, you would have maybe 2. You might have had a handful, less than a handful of box office attractions, not 10. That's ridiculous, or more. That's ridiculous. And never mind now that you're also putting international fights behind a fucking paywall. Has boxing lost its fucking mind? And then you wonder, why is it not big in America? For starters, these guys like Devin and Shakur, it's going to sound fucked up, but for the greater good, they need to be phased out. That cannot continue. Teofimo, take him with them. Yeah, you could go too. We don't need you. No, because you never want to do nothing at a reasonable price. You never want to do nothing. You could go. You could go. Get out of here. Get out of here. Keyshawn, pick a direction and go in it or get the fuck on. Because we're not here to see you fortify your bank account. You should at least pretend to want undisputed. Because I don't see a reason to watch you on Saturday. I'm going to watch the girls and hope that they make out with each other. What do I need to see you fight Nair Albright again for?
Take the Schofields with them, man.
What?
Take the Schofields.
Imagine picking Keyshawn over Gina Carano's thighs.
You're wrong, Jill. You're wrong for that. Jill, that's
fucking bro. They did that fight already, bro.
Jill, they already.
Jules is out here.
Sandwich making champion.
No, Jules is out here wanting Gina Carano to fucking Kimura his fucking cock.
Isn't it his brother who needs to get that rematch with him?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That they don't. The fighters have, and I've been saying this for months, Alex. I've been saying this for months. These fighters have too much autonomy. You don't get the kid that you hire as an entry-level employee at McDonald's and ask him, well, how long do you want your break to be? And how much should we pay you per hour? And do you want weekends off too? And all the holidays? If you let them have it their way, they will never do their job.
Yep.
They won't do it if you let them have their way. That's why, look, people think it's fucked up that Dana's coming in and he might crack the whip. I'm sorry, but that's what boxing needs.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what it needs.
Yeah, that Roy Jones shit pissed me off.
Hey, by the way, rest in peace, Donald Gibb, Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah, man. I was so sad to see that shit, bro.
Oh,
that's Ray Jackson.
That's Ray Jackson from Bloodsport.
Yep.
Okay, you would say.
Whoa, y'all said the Ogre from.
Yeah,
never mind. I thought okay.
Yeah, Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. Ogre, he died.
Looking.
But yeah, just going back to the point. Nobody walks into work wanting to have a hard day at the office. Nobody wants to have a hard job, but it's necessary. It is necessary to sustain a company. So what you have now in boxing are a lot of entry-level employees. They don't like the sound of that, but Brody, that's what you are. Your career could live and die, and boxing will still be here. You are entry-level. You don't have the value for the demands that you have. And you have a lot of entry-level employees that are dictating, how long should my break be? When do I get to come in? I want to come in late and I want to leave early. And I want weekends off and holidays off.
And I want all this money on top of it.
Right? This shit is not going to work. But that's what y'all are entry-level employees. If Keyshawn Davis retired today, do you really think somebody going to bat an eyelash over that shit? No. You're not that important. You're not that. None of y'all is that important. Who did that? Who did that?
Hell to the no, hell to
Oh, shit.
I remember that old video.
Right. But that's
Now,
the truth,
was
though.
Roy Jones
And
like
boxing needs to
inebriated,
get.
bro?
Jules, I got to get out of here, man.
I
I'm
don't.
that excited. I'm that excited. I've got to get my wife. Well, I'm going to try and get her pregnant again. I'm going to name this kid fucking Joy.
Fuck yeah! Shout out to getting your wife pregnant, bro.
I'm going to name this kid fucking Joy, and I'm going to raise it to be a fucking killer, just like the rest of my kids.
Slow down, Marcus. Slow down.
Shout out to Jules and the Ring IQ crew. Thanks for having me once again, and I'm looking forward to August when Joy gets to let his massive Australian cock hang.
What the fuck, dude?
Bro, that's like my second favorite Australian, bro.
No. I want to now shifting the focus over to what Alex wants to talk about because we didn't get to do a live. The story broke yesterday, so this is what I think, Alex. Before I go take a piss, I think Lomachenko's done with Top Rank and he's done with the existing framework. When he comes back, I expect him to come back under the Zuffa boxing banner. I believe that they'll try to make him their inaugural Zuffa lightweight champion because if you know, Zuffa doesn't have juniors. There's no 130 and there's no 140. He comes back, it's got to be a 35. And I think he's coming back with them. He's not coming back to still be chasing belts, to still do the same, la misma mierda de antes. Él está harto de eso. Like, he doesn't want to do that. And the thing about Loma is Loma never got to make the money. Loma never got to make the money that Usyk made. You see, he never got the biggest fights of his career didn't get him much money. So it's money that's bringing him back. That they told him, listen, you fuck with us, put some money in your pocket. You fuck with us, we'll pay you well. Who the fuck doing all that?
Oh no.
We'll pay you well. So that's what I think. That's what I think is going on with him. I think he's coming back with Zuffa, and I think they're gonna put the inaugural Zuffa lightweight title in his hands porque la gente lo respetan. They respect him. Well, Lomachenko got the Zuffa. You know,
so he's gonna fight Ryo.
I don't think that's well,
right.
Dime tú, you don't think they'll do it? The winner of Rayo versus De Los Santos. You don't think they'll do it? I think they'll do it. Yeah, I think
that's a good
that.
fight too.
Yeah.
Well, let me.
Santos.
I take that back. It's a good fight. It's a good fight for your subscription.
I'll tell you what, Drew. I'll tell you what, Drew. The only way you can convince me that it's a good play and it's a good fight is if it happens on Paramount. That's the only way I'll look at it as a good play. Because if it goes to Netflix, okay, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're going to outsource all your major fights to a broadcaster that you don't have a fucking deal with? That doesn't make sense. I'm going to watch it. You see what I mean? But if you want me to call it a good play, the only way it's a good play and a strong play is if it's on Paramount. If you're delivering that kind of content for what a Paramount subscription costs, that's punching the zone right in their fucking balls. Yeah. You get to watch Loma fight these guys for this? Wow.
De Los Santos and Loma, I like that. I would love that.
Yeah, to that end, the first thing that came to my mind when I heard that Loma was coming back was actually something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where you said that basically that Top Rank screwed Loma, that you felt Top Rank screwed Loma. And I'm wondering to myself if that, I said, man, Julius was talking about that he's not coming back for Top Rank. I was like, wow, maybe that's something to it. But on a deeper level, I'm wondering who's the guy that his main promoter, not promoter, manager is? The guy, Igis Klimas. So Igis Klimas, I think it's a little deeper than that. I think that the relationship between Top Rank and Igis Klimas is on the fritz. And I think that Johnny Beck's the last. I'm not sure, but I believe Johnny Beck might be the last of the fighters that he's got that Top Rank promotes. I'm not sure because I haven't heard money before. There was a lot of Eagles. He was one of their prime purveyors of fighters. You know what I'm saying? But now Top Rank has switched over to dealing basically with the Japanese guys and Jay Prince and Robert Garcia. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. As far as who Loma fights next, I see your Zuffa point. I believe he came back for the Gervonta Davis fight though. I think he might have one of these contracts that are more centric to Clemus himself, that Clemus will make his deals for him with Turkey himself and fight him wherever he needs to be to get the most money. But I think they're gonna angle for that Gervonta fight.
Nah,
That's
I
what
don't
I
think
believe.
I don't think Tank is so special.
No, that fight is huge.
No,
That
no,
type of fight,
not
that type of
really.
fight could be. You don't think him against Gervonta Davis is huge?
Nah, Tank. Well, for one, Tank's not really that big of a draw. It's more like he's more like hood famous. He's not really like a big star worldwide, and neither is Loma. Um, and on top of that, it's like Tank still has all these problems with litigation and shit. Um,
Facts.
he's not. I don't think Tank's fighting this year, bro.
Well, okay, I could see that, but it was just strange because on his slate, Loma slate was basically his next fight would have been against the kid that Top Rank has. What's his name?
Schofield.
No, no, no.
What's
That's
his
not a
name?
Top Rank fighter,
Murataya.
is it? Murataya. It would have
Oh,
been
okay.
Murataya.
Oh no, like Schofield's is fucking golden boy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Schofield is one, but I don't think that Loma would come back to fight Murataya. It's not a big enough name, and that's a very dangerous fight. I don't think you want to see him. You know, um, but yeah, man, I think that Loma
I feel like he's just gonna feast on a couple of fucking Zuffa people. I
really.
think, like, I genuinely think the best possibility is Shakur because they're talking about bringing him over to Zuffa as well, and
Mm,
Shakur's been talking about going back down to 135.
really.
They don't even have a 140 pound division over at Zuffa, so, and I
Mm.
don't see him going to
But
fucking
is he going to cough up
147
the
until later
belt that he
this
has at 40?
I have a feeling he is, bro, because I don't what otherwise what is he looking to do? Unify? I mean, I think Shakur just has a lot of bitch in him, and he's showing it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that he's not necessarily going to try to fight the best guys at 40. That's for damn sure. So, I mean, I could definitely see what you're saying. If he does sign with Zuffa, he's pretty much just saying, like, yeah, I don't want no parts of like Dalton Smith or any of these other guys that are out there.
He doesn't,
I,
because today's American fighter, let me say, because it's mostly them. Today's American boxer doesn't want to box. He just want to get paid to be there because they feel entitled to the check. You just want to get paid to be there. Like, you at 40, right? You fought T.O. for the B.O. So you're not going to fight Gary Antoine Russell? I guess not. You're not going to fight Dalton Smith? I guess not. You're not going to try to get the IBF? I guess not. But when we talk about the greatness of fighters like a Inoue or a Usyk, you want us to put you in that conversation without doing what they did. Yo, fucking Inoue went undisputed 2 times. Usyk did it 2 times. Your man Crawford, he did it 3 times. You don't want to do it once. Fuck you. So I said, you got to phase those
honest,
guys out, man. Got to phase
It's
those
because
Man,
guys out.
he
the
grew up
whole 40
swinging from
division, man.
Crawford's nutsack, bro. That's why he thinks he's so great, bro. It's like you still gotta fucking prove it.
The
hon-
whole 40 division don't
honestly,
even want to unify, man. Like it's like the whole 35 and 40. Like I don't hear no Abdullah Mason versus
And 26. And,
that kid.
honestly, I
I
would
don't
like
hear
to see
Abdullah
Loma
Mason
come
want to
back at,
fight
at
and
one
60.
thirty.
Lamont Roach
Jules.
or nothing
But
like that.
that's
Man, I
all
don't
the
hear
more
nobody.
reason that Shakur, if you're so great, you should be looking to do it.
Hey, Jules.
Honestly, I would like to see Loma come back at 130, which is a better weight for him, and he could probably still make it, and have him fight. See what's his name? Navarrete.
Navarrete.
That'd be a great
Mm-hmm.
fight.
That'd be a
I'm
fucking hot fight.
I could
That'd
go.
be a
hey,
great fight.
I, go ahead, Herb.
hey,
It just, I mean, I'm saying, but I don't want to just get a hard on just yet and shit, man. Loma's 38, man. I don't know what we're getting.
He said,
Yo, yo, let me help you understand, my guy. Motherfucking Manny Pacquiao came back and beat Adrian Bronor and Keith Thurman. You know he was 40, right?
Oh shit.
He was 40. He was 40. Ain't shit. Ain't shit. Is what I'm telling you. Motherfuckers ain't. Who Loma got to worry about like that? We got to worry about like that. Raymond Murataya? Oh shit. Floyd Schofield? Oh shit.
Hey,
Gay ass Javante?
Raymond Murataya would kill Loma.
Let's make a bet on that. I'll make a
That's
bet.
a good
I'll put
fight,
$100.
man.
I'll
I
put
don't give a
$100.
fuck what nobody say.
Raymond,
No,
I don't
I'll
give a
put
fuck what
100 on
nobody
that.
would
say.
kill Loma.
That's a good fight.
At 135, he would kill
Espérese
that.
un momento, manín. Espérese un momento, manín. Tú estás diciendo eso porque le dio una salsa a ese cubano.
No, I'm not saying that because of him. I'm not saying that because of him. Of that,
because he
I'm
beat
saying
Andy,
because of
bro. Like, come
age.
on, bro.
I'm saying that because of age and because of Muratai's talent. Muratai's not a joke. His footwork's not a joke. His speed is not a joke. That dude is good. He is not a joke. He wouldn't want to see a Muratai.
Oh yeah,
It's a good fight. I bet you don't see it. I bet you don't even see it.
I don't think we see it. I don't think we see it. Not because of fear. I'm telling you, I don't think Loma is back to do what he was doing already. That dude fell out of love with boxing. He fell out of love with the undisputed, all that shit. He fell out of love with all that shit. He coming back because somebody told him, wait. He coming back because somebody told him, yo, you fuck with us, we'll get you paid. Y'all really think he coming back to be doing that same old shit? Y'all really think that? I'm telling you, that dude coming back with Zuffa. Watch. He coming back with Zuffa. That's why he back. It ain't to be chasing the same old belts for the same old shit with the same. I'm telling you, it ain't for that. But do I think he
Loma
could still
signs with
beat these
Matchroom,
guys?
Joel.
Oh yes.
I wouldn't put it past it.
No, porque it's not about that. It's de la vaina de ese tipo y esa gente de ese país. They like to do things the way that they're supposed to. Undisputed. That's what he wanted. I'm telling you, he don't want that anymore. After that Devin Haney fight, he don't want that anymore. He fell out of love with boxing after that.
I think he definitely not trying to do that whole undisputed thing, but I think he still would want to fight in big fights, and it's definitely for money. But I'm wondering if he didn't. I don't think he didn't. He fell out of love with boxing. I think he might have just had a falling out with his current with the situation that he was in. You know that's because it's
Yo te lo
curious.
estoy
I mean,
diciendo,
on
manín.
the day that his
¿Tú
contract
no crees que ese
expires, he comes
tipo?
back.
¿Tú no crees que ese tipo? El papá de él no es estúpido. They fucked us for the Spanish kid. They fucked us for the black kid. What do they got in common? Both American. Both speak English. They were feeding us to these guys. That's what they were doing. They were feeding us to these guys. That's what they were doing. They were using us to elevate those fighters. I'm telling you, that's what his daddy telling him. If I'm his dad, that's what I would have been telling him. Yeah, we not fucking with y'all. Just like you just said, Alexis, is it really a coincidence that they announced his unretirement the day that the Top Rank contract ends?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear.
Right, because they didn't announce it with the fight. They didn't announce it that he was coming back. No, that was some petty shit. I'm a petty nigga. I know some petty shit.
There's some hard feelings there for real. That much is
I think
clear to
so.
me.
And I don't put it past Top Rank because as much as I love Top Rank, we all know what y'all did to Manny with that Jeff Horn fight. We all know what the play was. That was the final fight of his deal. Fuck him so that we do the rematch. And we still got him. That's what that was.
Let's address this, please. Let's address this.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, Lopez beat Loma. He beat him. Fair and square, he beat him. Loma in that fight, he did because he's surgery, this and that, and the third, whatever. Point is, what I saw was a guy. Remember that Lopez at that point was the Lopez with power.
Yeah.
And he didn't like the fact that Lopez could turn with him because Lopez was the first guy, and it wasn't because of his father, it was because of that guy that
Joy
he had
Gamache.
helping him,
Joy
Joey
Gamache.
Gamache, who showed him to how to pivot with Loma and meet him with body punches when he comes in. When he makes the pivot, he meets him, boom, body punch, which is the same strategy if you really pay attention that they tried to use on Usyk because Usyk and Loma comes from the same tree of Lomachenko fighting style, and the guys that try to beat Usyk tries to beat copy from what Lopez was doing to Loma. It's the same shit. I keep watching the same shit over, and that's the strategy, right? So Loma did not like those punches, and he felt that kid's power, and he was hesitant to come in. End the story. As far as Manny, I'm gonna tell you this, and let me tell you some the ramifications of that fight. Please, just let me finish with this. The ramifications of how that outcome was reported to the people that it was stolen, that this and that. The ramifications of that hurt was so deep that it hurt Crawford, and I'll tell you how. Because they didn't give credit for Horn beating Manny. And I'll tell you this Manny Pacquiao, I saw that fight. I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan, straight up and down. I'm telling you that I could see how it was that judges gave it to Horn. I could see it.
Oye esto, manín. Oye esto. If y'all top rank
Go
can
ahead.
have Emmanuel Navarrete get knocked down by Liam Wilson, and don't rule it a knockdown.
That's how.
And
That's
you
in
have
the
him
United
get
States.
cut.
Though.
No. It's my turn. And then you can have him go out there with Charlie Suarez, get punched, get cut. It's on camera, but it's not a TKO. Y'all could have did Manny a favor. Y'all chose not to. Y'all could have did Loma a favor. Y'all chose not to. And that's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Y'all could, if y'all wanted to bail him out, like, come on, man, we ain't gonna let Loma. Yeah, y'all could have bailed him out.
Well, Jules,
if
you're forgetting
you wanted
one thing.
to. Same with Manny.
You're forgetting one thing. You're forgetting one thing, Jules. The situations are vastly different. In that these fights with Navarrete, those were United States fights. The fight with Horn, they were in a stadium in Australia. And what I'm trying to tell you is this: that I can see. I'm not saying that that I want you to listen to me, please. Just listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I can see how a judge could give those rounds to Horn. Number one, for no matter for how much punishment Manny put on Horn in the rounds that he dominated, Horn never dropped Horn. So there was no 2-point rounds there.
Tú
None.
sabes lo que yo
The
oigo.
other,
The
just one more thing,
intricacies.
please.
No, espera un momento. These
Go
are
ahead.
the intricacies. These are the intricacies of a fucking bologna sandwich. Oh my God. In Australia, they gave the Australian fighter the decision. Oh my God.
Yes.
no fucking shit. No fucking shit. All I'm telling you is, if they wanted to bail Manny out, they could have.
But they didn't control that fight. That's
I'm
a
not
Duco
saying
fight.
That was Duco in association with Top Rank. But don't you think that if
but
Top Rank,
Duco
wait a minute. No. Duco did the legwork. Don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying. But if Top Rank if they wanted their officials officiating the fight, officials of their choosing to ensure that Manny Pacquiao wins the fight, I'm saying they could have did that if they wanted to.
And
it's very obvious. And do you think it's a coincidence that the fight of Manny Pacquiao's the final fight of his Top Rank deal, he loses to Jeff Horn?
But Manny
Either you
Pacquiao.
knew you.
Well, Manny
Okay.
Pacquiao, because we can't. Fine, I hear what you're saying, but again, also, you have to put the onus and responsibility on Manny Pacquiao, who didn't take Jeff Horn seriously. He did not. His whole camp
He
did not.
didn't.
He went into that fight thinking it was going to be a cakewalk, and it's like what's his name? What these guys, Steve Kim and Mario Lopez, like always like to quote the Rocky movie. He said that when
Yeah.
when he goes, he doesn't know this is a damn show. That's what the
Thinks
fuck
it's a
happened to
damn
Manny
fight.
Pacquiao. He doesn't know that it was a damn show. That's what happened with
No,
fucking
it's a
Jeff
damn
Horn,
show.
bro.
Think it's a damn. That's one of
That's
my
what
favorite
happened
lines.
with Jeff
No, it's a
Horn.
damn show.
But
Thinks it's a
Jules, this
damn
is what I'm
fight.
saying. But here's the ramifications. So now you got fucking Teddy Atlas. You got Teddy Atlas, who who had a bug up his ass about Top Rank and corruption in boxing, and because he picked, because he was shitting on the fight the whole time before it took place. Now, when he gets to that decision, now it's a robbery and this and that. This is disgusting. There should be an investigation. It was him feeling stupid. And then
No,
when
no,
no,
don't
listen to
put
me,
that
please.
ass.
No,
I'm
time out, time
listening.
out,
I'm
time
go
out.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So that take, which then everybody ran with, Horn never got the fucking credit, right? And then guess who didn't get the credit for beating Horn?
Wait a minute.
Bud
You can't
Crawford.
do that. No, you can't do that because you're
But it's
basically
true.
saying that wait a minute. You're saying that anybody who saw that fight and saw it go Manny Pacquiao's way is only doing so because their butt hurt they got it wrong? No, dog. A lot of people saw a
No,
fucking
that's not.
robbery.
I think that a lot of people heard a robbery.
No,
Come on,
he
bro.
was
Come
What
on.
I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. If you watch that fight without the freaking commentator and Teddy Atlas going off and telling you, I'm telling you, the mind's a motherfucker,
If
bro.
you watch that fight with your eyes closed, Jeff wins.
he was
Who
watching.
said that?
Listen,
Who
listen.
said that?
Y'all can laugh at this all you want, but there was only one fighter in that fight that was bleeding all over the ring and getting tossed all over the place,
Yeah,
and
because
that was
that was
Manny
due to a head
Pacquiao.
clash. Look, I'm not.
Way
Yes,
bigger
Listen,
than
I'm not the.
but
Listen,
that
no. Look. I'm. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not the Manny Pacquiao support system. I'm not a Pacquiao guy. I'm not even a Pacquiao fan. You see, I'm not in the business of making excuses for this guy. I'm just saying I watch a lot of boxing, and under normal circumstances, a fighter of Manny Pacquiao's stature gets the benefit of the doubt. And you telling me it's a coincidence that the final fight of his contract deal and what I viewed as a close and contentious fight. Oh yeah, we're gonna give it to the other guy.
okay,
Oh yeah, we're gonna give it to
okay.
the
So
other
then,
guy.
Jules, let me just tell you this.
Go
Same
ahead,
thing,
Herb. Wait, go
same
ahead, Herb.
scenario. Oh,
Wait.
sorry.
Go ahead, Herb.
why didn't Manny fight Bud? He said Bud was too big. That was his complaint all the while when they both were top ranked. Bud's too big, too tall,
And
too
too good.
big. Now he goes to fight Horn. Horn is big as a motherfucker too. Horn was way bigger than Manny. So I think they knew what they would do. They fed Manny to him, knowing he would get robbed or whatever out there in Australia. Jeff Horn was smothering him, suffocating him, was kind of muscling him around because he was mad bigger than him. So I kind of like knew it. I kind of seen something in between the lines what Top Rank did. You know, that's my take on that whole thing.
I mean, like you can no, and I agree with that. Like, bro, I'm not. In other words, you ain't gotta this not this not you don't gotta get the Acme judges from the Acme Anvil to set you to rig the fight. It's not a cartoon. I'm just saying that, like, yo, dog, if y'all wanted to save Manny, it was within y'all power to do that. Y'all just chose not to. It was
So
within
let me
y'all
ask
power.
you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this, right? It's comparable, same scenario, same controversy. I'm telling you the same thing. Coming from a Manny Pacquiao fan, who else did not get credit for beating him? Tim Bradley in the first fight.
Tim Bradley in the first,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I saw the fight. This is at the height of Manny Pacquiao's popularity. I'm watching the shit, And I said, man, this ain't fucking Manny Pacquiao. He was fighting him tentatively. He was afraid of the headbutt. He was so afraid of Tim Bradley's propensity for causing headbutts and clashes that he was hesitant. He did not fight a Manny Pacquiao type fight. At that point in his career, he was going through the stuff that he was going through with Jinky. That's before he became Christian and all that other stuff. So that's what was happening in his life. He fought an un-Pacquiao-esque type of fight. Bradley prevailed. The judges gave it to Bradley. I'm a
I
Manny
thought he
Pacquiao
won.
fan. I thought he won. I
All I'm
thought
all
that's Bradley. But guess what? What was the thing that came out? Oh, it was a robbery. This and that.
oh
Again,
yo,
the
wait,
same
wait,
people, the same scribes, and
let
now
me go to
Bradley
Virtuoso.
never
Let me
got
go
the damn
Virtuoso.
credit that
When
he
Manny
deserved.
fought Jeff Horn, who you thought won the fight?
Manny.
I rest my case. I rest my
Yo,
case. Right?
let
I'm
me
a
tell you
smoke a
this,
cigarette.
right? Hold on,
Go ahead,
before you go,
Virtuoso. Go ahead, Virtuoso.
before you go. Now that Loma's back, right? Did he fake that retirement just to run out his contract with Top Rank?
Yes.
You want my honest opinion? Do you want my honest
Yeah.
opinion?
Don't bullshit me.
I'm not gonna bullshit you, right? I'm not in the business of bullshitting people. It's a little hard to digest that all those months ago he would have done all this to run out his contract with Top Rank, because that suggests that what all those months ago did he talk to Zuffa, because that's who I think he's coming back with. I don't think he's coming back to do the same thing, Virtuoso. I really don't. I don't think at 38
Nah, he's
years
done with the
old
belts.
he's done with the belts. So okay, you want to run out your contract with Top Rank to go where? Zuffa wasn't even a thing a couple of months ago when you retired, or was it? I don't know. You see what the implication is? I think he's coming back with Zuffa. I think it's Zuffa bringing him out of retirement. That's who I think is bringing him out of retirement, which means that either Zuffa was forming many, many months ago, either that, or no, it's not that they were forming many months ago. It's that they called you recently. They called you, yo, we would like to use you and we'll pay you well. And that's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. Zuffa needs familiar faces. Yo, Loma, we'll treat you right over here, bro. We got some money for you. We want you to be our inaugural lightweight Zuffa champion. That's what we want. I don't think it's a little hard to digest that you did all of this just to run out the contract. It is a little bit hard to digest. It is, because it implies that what they spoke to you all those months ago when you decided to retire. I don't think so. I don't think Zuffa spoke to you all those months ago. I think that Zuffa got in contact with you recently. Maybe at some point last year they got in contact with you, said they wanted to use you. And you know, you never made a lot of money in any of your big fights. You didn't make a lot of money. Like he didn't make a whole lot fighting Lopez. He didn't. And he didn't make a whole lot fighting Haney. He didn't make a whole lot of money with him neither. Whereas now with Zuffa, with Turkey, oh, you about to get all that money that you wasn't getting before. You about to get all of that. And that's why he's coming out of retirement. Fuck some belts. Fuck some undisputed. I'm 38. I already did that. I already tried it. That dude is tired, bro. At least of that shit, he's tired. This is about money. This is really about money. Shout out to SSS. Do you know how long the Ring Netflix deal goes for? Does Turkey start taking his ring cards to Paramount soon? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. I don't think Turkey's Ring Magazine and Riyadh season shows end up on Paramount at all. I don't. Paramount would be a downgrade from Netflix. It would be a downgrade. It doesn't really get bigger or better right now than Netflix. Shout out to George. Which fight robbed Pac-Man more, Bradley or Horn? I'd say Horn. I would say Horn. I'm not a Pacquiao fan. I saw Manny win that fight by the skin of his teeth, but I saw him win that fight. A lot of what Jeff was doing, people keep saying the same thing. Yeah, Jeff was pushing him around. Yeah, Jeff was roughing him. Yeah, he was. Do you win rounds by pushing people? Do you? By pushing people and holding and wrestling and pushing. You win rounds like that?
because that's what he was doing. A lot of his work was really sloppy. These were not clean punches. That's what I remember Jeff doing. Like, yeah, you were pushing him and you were making it messy, and you did a good job of that. But the cleaner work was coming from Manny, the cleaner punches. And yes, Manny was bleeding, not from a punch, from a clash of heads. That's what he was bleeding from. Did Manny look old? Oh, yes, he looked fucking old in that fight. Like, yeah, you could see, like, this motherfucker getting old. And he is small next to this guy. But for winning a boxing match, and context is key. I'm not talking about any Filipino fighter. This is not fucking Charlie Suarez, bro. This is Manny fucking Pacquiao, okay? The only reason there's a stadium full of people here right now to watch this at the Suncorp Arena is because it's Manny fucking Pacquiao. Jeff Horn didn't, he wasn't doing, so for a guy of this stature, if you want, I'm just saying, Alexis, if you wanted to spare him that, you could have. You just, you knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing. Go ahead, guys. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette.
All right, get to it, man. So yeah, man. I don't believe that Loma was, was just practicing his retirement. Wanted to live out the rest of his contract with Top Rank. I don't know. It felt like they didn't have his back. That was just my reasoning for saying that.
Well, I think situations evolve. I think that he was frustrated with the outcome of that Haney fight, and he retired, and he was serious about retiring after he won that belt. Whatever, he retired. He was serious about retiring, and then while retired, you get the itch, and then you start looking at your contract. You start discussing it with Klimas, and then Klimas says, "Well, you know what? You have this much time left with Top Rank. If you come back, we don't have to come back with Top Rank." I think it's an evolving situation. I don't. I'm not saying he retired just to get out of the contract, but while you're retired and you want to come back, then you get in Clemens. Clemens is in your ear. While you come back, you don't have to come back with contract with Top Rank if you wait to come back till this time. I believe that could happen. No.
Yeah, yeah. It could have gone that way. But yeah, I can pretty much, sum it up that like he was just fed up with the business.
Right, right, and so he could come back with Zuffa. It'd be great. Well, actually, I'm not gonna say it'd be great because I don't. I got a fucking problem with the Zuffa name. It's just a fucking name. It just irritates Zuffa.
Yeah,
Maybe I
because
gotta
it's a
get used
telling
to it.
it's
It
because
doesn't
the
even make
previous
sense.
because the UFC used to be owned by Zuffa, right? So they just borrowed that name, man. Zuffa is
Yeah.
an Italian word for fighting.
For what?
It's an
It's
Italian word for fighting. Zuffa.
Oh, but I didn't know that, man. Thank you for enlightening me. But you know what? I don't like it. I'm not Italian. Not everybody's Italian. Stop with the Zuffa shit. I would love it. I would love it. And I know it can't happen because the dynamics would have to change and the fights would have to change. But I would love it if they would just call it, since it's turkeys involved, why don't you just call it, ring magazine fights? Doesn't everything have to have a belt? And I think that it would tie itself up better to the history of boxing, right? And that you wait till you get those circumstances where the ring belt becomes in line when there is a number one and number two fighter out there facing each other, whatever it is that for the ring
Right.
magazine to be, and then you a turkey. You just buy that fight and put it on your program.
Hmm.
At the other times you put on fights on really great fights and attract fighters like you're doing right now with Shakur and all these other things, and you slowly built the program, but you don't need to go ahead and create this belt. It wasn't necessary.
Yeah,
You
I
you
didn't agree with
you,
that.
you own Ring Magazine. Have fighters fighting on Ring Magazine is everywhere. It's the history of boxing, right? You make great fights on your program, and then when a fight comes up of the ilk that the ring belt is on the line, you bid on those fights and bring it to your platform because you can do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, I
So
got you.
I don't know. The Zuffa just kills me. I can't deal with the
Yeah,
Zuffa,
because
man.
like this is what I heard, Alexis, is that once I heard a rumor that once these fighters win a Zuffa belt, then they get integrated into the Ring Magazine rankings, right?
Uh-huh.
Where basically they have to be integrated with fighters that are not dealing with the UBOs. So I'm like, yo, but with Jai, it's like they kind of reverse engineer the shit because like he already has the Ring Magazine belt. Why you give him a Zuffa belt, like
Right.
off rip
Right.
on his debut fight
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
Brandon Glanson, who nobody knows. He
Yeah.
was ranked
Yeah.
like he wasn't even ranked in the top 10 in the
Mm-hmm.
cruiserweight division.
Mm-hmm.
So by Turkey standards, he shouldn't be getting a belt. But
Mm-hmm.
Dana wanted to be a fucking the
Yeah.
boss of this shit. He
Right.
wants to present the belt as like the one belt to rule them all. And Max Schillerman wants to gas everybody up that he's the undisputed champion. No, he's not.
Yeah. 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 I think that Dana White, I think he was a little bit too aggressive and overplayed his hand. I
Yeah,
think that the regular sanctioning bodies reacted to that. They doing what they have to do to preserve themselves because they are severely under attack. They are in danger of being extinct and being irrelevant. And when Mauricio Suleiman does stupid shit, like talk shit about Crawford and demand these sanctioning fees, that further goes to their relevance. You know what I mean? Because no matter what you say about Crawford, Crawford is undisputed. So why call him a cop? You understand what I'm saying? But the
Yep.
thing that the thing
yeah,
that what they could have done smarter was speak softly and carry a big stick.
right.
They could just lamp and chill and do what they're doing, and slowly but surely, la tipa cae. ¿Tú me
Yeah,
entiendes?
but tú no lo oíste a Crawford. He literally said this on this live that Suleiman was charging him for a promotional fee.
Right.
Now think about that for a second. For all the complaining people do about the UBO, this is gonna they're gonna monopolize the sport. Okay,
Mhm.
why does Suleiman get to throw his weight around and act like he's a promoter, like he's the commissioner of boxing? Like
Yeah,
Because he's
because
working
that
with them.
because that is
He's working with protecting
I'm
fighters and
I'm I'm
shit.
I'm gonna say the part that people don't say. You really think that he's charging David Benavidez $300,000 to keep that belt at 175? You think that?
Mm.
I don't think he charging none of his favorites.
He's
Exactly. Exactly.
exactly.
He's what you look like charging Shakur Stevenson, whether it's 300,000 or 100,000 for a belt that's not on the line. How am I paying a sanctioning fee for a fight that you not sanctioning? You're not sanctioning that fight. How the fuck Crawford got to pay you a sanctioning fee when he's fighting in a WBA title fight? Remember, he said, "Oh, he owed us money from when he fought Madrim." Owed you money for what? This is a
that's bullshit.
WBA title
Hey,
fight.
listen, Mauricio Soleiman is on some old, mira, este pinche mayate me va a tener que pagar por esa correa.
I'm telling.
That's why he's on some old pinche mayate type shit, bro. Let's talk
Not
about
just them. Wait a minute, and wait a minute though. Wait a minute, because it's not. The other thing is, it's not just them. It's the
it.
Russians too. Do you know? Do you know
Mm.
how much sleep that guy was losing the moment that Dmitry Bivol won? That dude couldn't sleep for 2 weeks. I'm so like tossing and turning. Like, nah, I got to get that belt away from him. This
Eh,
guy's warm oatmeal. We
Bro,
can't have
for
him holding
all
our belt.
for all the virtue signaling about Ukraine, we got to
Yes.
fight for Ukraine. That man was
Yes.
bummed out when he had to give the belt to Usyk.
Yes.
Right, right. So, and did you see his face? Did you remember? Right, he was so fucking sad about. There's a picture of it. The night that
Yeah,
Usyk beat him, he looks so. It looked like his fucking cat died or
Mm.
something, bro.
está
He
come
was
mierda,
so
coño.
right, and this is another reason. Journalism is sort of the theme. Journalism has been the theme on the channel for at least the last since this Ali Revival Act bullshit started, right? That
Oh.
these people are not trying to prevent a monopoly; they're trying to preserve one. The one that the W up until this point, you didn't have a choice but to deal with the alphabets. You didn't have a choice if you were a fighter. Like if you want to get somewhere and you want to fight in the fights that get you paid, you got to play ball. And a lot of people played ball and still didn't get anywhere. Paid the sanctioning fees. They fought who you told them to fight, and still nothing. Still nothing. Now you're scared because these guys have more money than your friends. Yeah, they got more money than Top Rank. They do. They got more money than Top Rank, more than PBC, more than Matchroom, more than DAZN. They play. They can make the rules. Literally, they don't have to play by your rules. They can literally make the rules, bro. You think fucking Mauricio's it? No, he's not fucking happy about that. Gilberto, no. But I will say, I said this, I'll say it again. They're gonna smooth things over because even with all of Zuffa's resources, there's an element to all of this that you can't control, and that is us. I don't care who's holding that Zuffa belt. You don't get on my pound for pound list for having a Zuffa belt. No, no.
For having a Muffaletta belt?
I'm telling you, bro, we won't accept it. And I brought this up, Alexis. You weren't here. The IBO has been around since 1988. 1980, and it's still not accepted as a legitimate world title. That's what's that? 4 decades? They still won't. Like, nah, we're not doing.
We're not ready to go to the fine belt era.
You know, right? So with the Zuffa, bro, you could get Lomachenko out of retirement. You could fucking get the bones of Muhammad Ali out of retirement. Fucking dig up Customato, whatever you got to do. We still not going to accept that belt.
I'm wondering how the IBO makes money though. Like, how do they even just like nobody?
I don't fucking.
They sell bricks like Daniel Kinahan.
Bro, they're invitation only, bro. Okay. The other sanctioning bot is like, all right, you can come.
How are you paying your bill? Explain that to me.
Yo, at the end of the tax year, and yo, they're having.
Like, seriously, I'm serious. Like, they gotta pay motherfuckers to wear their belt and shit. Like what is going on? Explain your business model to me, please. You know,
look. Wherever I see a business, especially a long-standing business, where I can't understand the revenue stream, and I want you guys to pay attention after I say this. Wherever I see a business where I can't understand the revenue stream, I immediately go to money laundering. It's the easiest answer. It's the most common practice. What you're laundering and who you're laundering it for, I don't know. But everybody does it. Everybody does it. Now, what you want to pay attention to, Alexis, what you want to pay attention to, all of you, Daniel Kinahan just got extradited from Dubai, right? Just got extradited from Dubai
I know where you're
to
going.
Ireland to stand trial. You know where I'm going. To stand trial.
Yes.
Coincidentally, Boxing Scene just fired its whole editorial staff. Boxing Scene, who's owned by ProBox. ProBox. And the same questions that you have about the IPO, I've had about ProBox. How are these people making money? How? What, off of YouTube clicks? What, they're getting money off of AdSense? No. ProBox, Probellum. That's been my theory. ProBox comes out of nowhere. ProBox comes out of nowhere. They're well funded. They have good production. They have familiar faces. Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri. They have a podcast. They have fighters. They're doing fights.
Enough time went by after Probellum went out of business, bro, for people not to notice. But Jules he never took his eye off the ball.
Yeah, but you know what? Shout out to Daniel Kinahan though. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine you are like a motherfucking, like a world wanted, like you're like this ultra.
Daniel Kinahan is the real life Frank White, Jules.
Yeah, like
that's un bacano, loco.
He's a fucking Bond villain. Bro, he's a Bond villain.
He's a Bond villain. Wait a minute. He's a Bond villain who finds the time to put on fights. I like that. Like, that dude is like the ultimate boxing fan.
No, you know what it is? Dan, in all actuality, if outside looking in, I kind of see what it is. Daniel felt the walls closing in when he had to leave Ireland for Spain. He felt the walls closing in. And yeah, you know, this went on for years, but you felt the walls closing in. And you needed a way to explain your revenue stream.
Go ahead.
You needed a way to explain your revenue stream as quickly as possible. And nothing does that better than boxing because you can fudge your own numbers whenever you feel like. You could say, I sold one ticket for $3 million. You can do whatever you want in boxing. That's boxing. Like, bro, you could launder a lot of money very quickly in boxing. With other things like a laundromat, there's a framework to where each machine takes a quarter. There are only so many quarters in a machine. It's set. With boxing, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. So him feeling the walls closing in, he needed a good way to explain his revenue stream so that he would still have his freedom without fear of John Law following him around. Because, yeah, you left Ireland for Marbella, but that was a temporary fix. And then you left Marbella for Dubai. And, yeah, you know, Dubai doesn't really extradite people, or at least they didn't until Iran started fucking around and the relationship between Dubai and America got better. All these things tie together like, oh, you guys are extraditing criminals now? Why? Because America's... You need America to help you out in this situation. You know, shit like that.
Let me tell you a funny story. You know, there's a boxing writer. I forget his last. It's like the last name was Abraham or Abramowitz.
Abraham Gonzalez.
No.
Oh no, he's talking about Adam Abramowitz.
I know that
believe
guy.
He has it. Maybe it's Adam Abramowitz. Something. It's a real well known. He's a real established old school boxing writer. He's on Twitter. Anyway, on Facebook, he has a boxing page. It's called something boxing, something, whatever. Anyway, in that boxing page, he has a whole bunch of writers. Now, I happen to get on that boxing page, right? And at the height of the Daniel Kinahan, kerfuffle, right? That when he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're going off in that boxing page, and don't I fucking get on that page? And I put one simple freaking post. Basically, I just asked, why is everybody on Daniel Kinahan's whatever? The guy's basically great for boxing. And then I said, and if you're gonna attack Daniel Kinahan, if you're gonna attack Daniel Kinahan, why are you acting like he's the brand new villain in the box when you've had Don King, who's killed 2 men? You got Jay Prince, who's known from drug money. You have Jay Z, who also like I broke it down, dude. Shut down the whole page. El tipo me botó de la página.
Yeah. You know, boxing pages admins are motherfuckers, man.
Dude, he threw me off the motherfucking page because nobody was going to any other his posts or anything. All these writers were hitting me off, and then when the writers would come to me, I would just like ping pong them with facts. And like, bam, they were so pissed. And the 2 writers who broke the Kinahan story from Ireland because they were like, oh, but he's killing all these people with his drugs and I was like, sorry, we have drug dealers in boxing. What's the big deal? We can't forget it. But it was crazy.
Yeah.
They just threw my ass out for telling the truth.
Yo, wait.
Alexa,
let me pay the bills first. Shout out to George. Fantasy fight: Tim Bradley versus Jeff Horn, 147. Easy, Tim Bradley. That's an easy one. Shout out to SSS. When the Revival Act passes in the States, how does that affect the international market? Will the sanctioning body still have secondary belts in the international markets, or do they phase it out to cater to the U.S. market? Believe it or not, I think that they're still going to have secondary belts outside of the United States, because even when the ABC Commission told them to limit it to 1 belt, there were still fighters in fucking Paraguay, Guatemala, and Estonia, and all these fucking far out places that nobody's going to look, that they still had a WBA gold. They still had a international intestinal belt. So what I think is going to happen is, one, even though I expect the Revival Act to pass, and I'm probably the first who's going to say this, they're going to smooth things out. The WBA, WBC, and Zuffa, believe me, they're going to smooth things out. They're going to form a relationship. They're going to be all right. Things were tense at first because they got off to a rocky start, but the WBA and the WBC know it is in their best interests to get their hands on as much network money as possible because there are not that many networks in boxing. Your old friends are not what they used to be. You need to make new friends, and these guys got Paramount. So a relationship will form. Will there still be a bunch of belts? I don't think so, but you could see Zuffa fighters running around with WBC and WBA titles, and that is what I expect. Now, to the point that you made, Alexis, what you did is what I learned to avoid doing because people don't want a mirror held up to their face. It's very easy to be an activist when you don't have to do anything. It's very easy to talk about the evils of capitalism when we don't address that you're running around with an iPhone in your pocket that was built in a sweatshop. And the clothing that you wear was also built in a sweatshop. It's very easy for you to have this kingdom of conscience so long as you don't have to turn around. And that's what that is. Boxing has always been the sport for criminality from the beginning.
There is no ethical consumption under capitalism.
That's what it is.
Yo, let me just say this, Alexis. You know what I call that? And this is what boxing fans. This is what it's about with boxing fans. Better the devil you know. You know, they'd rather fuck with the with the old fucked up guys than the new ones in town. So that's what it is.
More like you have a group. This is the oxymoron of boxing. Oh my God, the drug dealers are killing people now. So you can sit there at 11 o'clock at night and watch two guys punch each other's brains out and give each other brain damage. By now, it's not a secret. Boxing causes brain damage. In some instances, people die. You watch the man die in Maxim Dadashev and Patrick Day. You watch Jeanette Zapata. You watched her die. And the next fucking weekend, you were watching boxing like nothing happened. You're not a good person. The difference between me and you is I don't pretend I am. You do. That's the difference. I'm willing to tell the truth. You watch Gaddy and Ward beat each other to a bloody pulp, say it's one of the greatest fights that you've ever seen, and when the fight don't look like that, you're not happy, so that you're so fucking worried about the fighters? The fighters, no. The fighters, you want them to beat each other up. You want, I want that. I just don't
fans are
lie
so
about it.
self-righteous, man. They are. Yo, you know how I got thrown out of a fucking boxing page? Yo, and this is one where it's like, yo, Floyd's, minimalist, back foot benching style was orthodoxy in that page. I got thrown out because I shared a video of Jenny Shushi. You remember her? How she claimed that she was next to Gloria Allred, right? She was doing a fucking press conference just to tell everybody that she got, molested by Pulev and his team. When in reality, just a couple days later, I see her grinding cheeks with one of the fucking members of the team. And then she fucking goes up and you're like, oh shit, is this on camera with a deep ass voice? I'm like, yo, I lost it, bro. And I shared it and I got thrown out just because I said she fucked up the bag.
Listen, the shit that's going on, the shit that's going on in boxing is you have a lot of people that presume to be protecting the best interests of the boxers that didn't have any issue with Samson Lukowicz openly lying about Edwin De Los Santos's purse. Yo, country, if you're gonna fucking snore, bro, you don't need to be on live. This dude is snoring up a fucking storm over there. What the fuck, bro? They know.
God damn.
Yo, that dude is, what the fuck, bro? It sounds like he's trying to start his car. But, it's like, what the fuck, bro? But you know for a fact that so many fighters are getting fucked over under the current framework, and you don't bat an eyelash over it. And when it's brought up, you don't have anything to say because there are enough people that might point it out, and you don't have anything to say. So your real issue is not fighters fucked over. It's who's fucking them over. That's your issue. You're not against the monopoly. It's whose monopoly we're talking about. Because when Al Heyman tried to form one, you were all right with that. And I would have been too, actually. I would have been too if it weren't so expensive. That was my, it's too expensive. If fights were getting made, I wouldn't have had a problem, right? I'm not against the monopoly so long as the product is good, because I'm a consumer first. I'm not I'm not the boxer's accountant. I'm not your guardian ad litem. I'm not your banker. I don't care about your life, to be completely honest with you, outside of boxing. That's it. I don't care. I'm not supposed to. But all these fucking, where the dynamic became different, Alexis, is you have people that are getting so fucking close to the fighters, and and they're fucking weirdos, because you could be close to the fighters in terms of professionalism, like Howard Cosell was with Ali, and not be a dick-eating fag. These guys, they want to be friends with the fighter. They want to high-five him. They want to walk down the street with him. Andre, hey, I've never, no. Most people, including boxers, are assholes. Period. What do you think? They're extra? No, most of the time, most people are assholes. Boxers, non-boxers, train conductors, bus drivers, male men, male women. Most people are assholes. I don't want to be friends. If what I got to do to produce content is try to be everybody's fucking friend, yeah, I wouldn't produce content, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do interviews. I don't want to ask you shit. I know what you're going to say. I got to stroke your ego the whole fucking time to get some fucking lukewarm answer to a lukewarm. Yeah, fuck out of here. I don't want to do that. That's boring.
Jewel sounds like Peter Griffin when he says, "You know what really grinds my gears?"
No, but seriously, if you look across the space now, there's a lack of journalists, because their position in the sport to cover it and chronicle it has been usurped by content creators. And the difference between the content creator and the journalist is still expected to uphold a certain status quo, a certain level of integrity, journalistic integrity. Content creators not held to that standard. They're going to do whatever moves the algorithm. That's all it's for. Whatever drives the numbers up. Even if you have to outright lie, like Fanon, who said Gervonta Davis struck $1 billion deal.
What?
Yes. He said this was 2 years ago. His fucking headline. Struck $1 billion deal with Amazon,
Bro.
and now he's richer than Turkey. And literally, this is the thumbnail.
$200 million deals is even fucking ridiculous to me.
I don't know how people that tune in to those channels again. But you know what, Julius? I want to commend you on one thing, though. I like the way you talk about this idiot. And it's not that he's an idiot, because some of his boxing takes, when it comes to actual boxing in-ring thing, it's good. It's pretty good, actually. He actually knows what he's talking about. But when he brings his woke shit into things all the time, what's this dingbat's name with the shaggy
Sean Zattel.
Scooby hair?
Sean
Sean
Zattel.
Zattel. Oh my god.
Called him Shaggy.
Fucking shaggy haircut ass nigga. You remember I'm telling you, saying?
Yo,
I'm wondering if he has a Great Dane. I'm wondering if he has a Great Dane. So Shaggy and Scooby ass looking motherfucker. But let me tell you something, bro. So where I really lost a lot of respect from that guy, like a ton, was when he had the freaking the unmitigated gall to implicate Inoue in PED uses. I don't know if you like out of nowhere.
No, I saw.
Out of nowhere for no fucking reason, bro.
Yeah, and the stacking shit too.
Yo,
they're accusing him of
no
stacking.
Fucking reason, bro. Like
he
that was crazy, man.
What's with that stacking shit?
Yeah, but the thing is, let me tell you something
shit,
about.
Bro.
Let me tell you something about stacking. Right. Stacking is not illegal depending on the state. Forget about Japan, because they tried to make it seem like it's a Japan thing. You know that you can stack your wraps in Las Vegas, Nevada? Yeah, the same way you can use silocaine in Las Vegas, Nevada. Like any other thing you find in the American boxing scene, it all depends on the commission. Like, for example, in the state of Texas, it's illegal to smoke marijuana if you're a boxer. That's why Keyshawn's outcome for the Nair Albright fight, the first one, it got turned into a no contest. In another state, they're not going to do that. In another state. See, the point being, Sean Zettel knows better. You know too much about the history of this sport and the way things work, including things like that. Stacking is elite bullshit. It all depends on the commission. You're trying to make stacking, and if you understand why do fighters stack their wraps? Punchers stack their wraps. You know why? To protect their hands. You fucking idiot. When you hit hard, there's a higher probability of developing a hairline fracture in the hand. It's not a mystery. If you're a guy who punches hard and you don't have that protection on your hand, you're going to break your fucking hand. It's not complicated. But you turned it into something else. You turned it into something else because you are, and I'm not trying to offend nobody. I'm not trying to offend no white people. I'm not trying to offend no black people. But I got to say what it is. You are the white guy who is happy to be the black guy's lapdog. That's who you are.
Yes.
You are the black. Right. You are the white guy who cares more about appearing a certain way to you. They're not your friends. Dudes. And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say this. I've known there was a musician when studios were all the rage and everybody wanted to cut a rap album. Everybody wanted to be a rapper. This is more than 10 years ago. I knew a guy. He ran a studio. Dangerous guy, by the way. And there was a white guy who came down from Canada, and he was that kind of guy. He was that kind of like, yeah, your whole thing is I just want to be down, and it's disgusting, is what it is. It's disgusting. Like it's really fucking gross. Because
you're calling Sean Zettel Snow?
No, because Snow actually sold drugs, so I respect Snow. He sold that cocaine. He was talking about his life.
He's basically calling him Vanilla Ice then.
No, he's worse. No, he's worse than Vanilla Ice. Who saw that movie about those white guys that wanted to be rappers?
Oh yeah.
Malibu's Most Wanted?
No. It was like a fake documentary, Virtuoso. It came out in the late 90s. I think it was called
you said Malibu's Most Wanted is fucking hilarious.
It wasn't Malibu's. It wasn't
Malibu's. I literally bought the soundtrack.
It's just the fact that he said it. It was funny as shit.
I bought the soundtrack to that shit. The soundtrack was actually pretty good, but I'm trying to remember what the name. It was a corny ass movie. It was three friends from Iowa who moved to fucking New York City, trying to become like rappers.
Yo, they went to New York trying to buy work, and they went to New York trying to buy work. And yo, I think he tried to buy a brick. I think. Like he thought he was gonna go back to Iowa and kill it. He goes out there with just a couple $100. He tries to buy a brick, gets the black guy killed. Like the movie is wild, and that's you. That's you. And what that comes from is, listen, I don't care if you're a white man, a black man, a yellow man, or a purple man, or an orange man. You're supposed to love yourself. Whatever you are. If you're a white man, be proud. If you a black man, be proud. If you a yellow man, be proud. When you don't have that pride in yourself, I don't bow to you. Why the fuck would I think you better than me? But that's where your head at. That's where your whole thing is getting invited to the cookout. That's your whole thing is getting invited to the cookout. That's the whole thing, all of it. Because you don't love yourself. Listen, I don't know if nobody told you. I don't know if nobody told you. It's okay for you to be white. Like it's okay for me to be Dominican. It's okay. It's okay for you to be Asian. All of it is okay. But you, and I don't even call it white guilt because everybody doesn't have that. That's a very surface level explanation for that. That's just white guilt. No, that is you don't love yourself. That's what I see.
I got a quick
Jules, the movie was called The White Boys.
White Boys. That was the name
Oh
of that
That
shit.
that
Go
was the
ahead,
name of
bro.
the movie.
You know, to that end, I talk to my wife sometimes and my family. I liked it better. I don't segue back out of boxing, but I'm like, yo, man, there was a when people had more of self respect, I believe, which is what partially what you're saying. I think since we're talking about music, I think music was different. I actually I think society was better when white boys were into heavy metal. You know what I'm
It
saying?
was better.
And black dudes was into hip hop and all that shit, and then and when they had their whole thing was a little bit more segregated, to tell you the truth. And then you'd have the hits that would cross over because they were such good music that everybody liked it. But
Listen,
then,
listen. I remember the
for the most
90s,
part, you
bro.
did your own
You
things.
you had punk, you had rock, you had screamo,
Yes,
you had rap,
yes,
you had hip hop, you
yes.
had backpack rap, you had
Right.
alternative, you had neo
Yes,
soul. You had a lot of
yes,
different flavors. You had a lot of different
yes.
flavors. And you
I
can't get that. You can't get that
anymore
from
no. I think
not
people
just
have
that,
A
lost
lot of different
a sense
not
for
not just
originality.
that. It's not just that. It's that it's never going to be a good idea for you to not respect yourself.
Mm,
It's never going that's never going to work. You have to
mm,
respect yourself. It doesn't matter where you from. And you got a lot of I don't know if it's that the white man is more prone to this than the Dominican man or the black man or I don't know because they got
mm.
a self-loathing kink or something that why do you feel sorry for yourself? Whatever the fuck happened, whatever the fuck happened is not your fucking fault. Do you have a God
Exactly.
complex that you feel responsible for things that you cannot alter? You
I
see?
can't
You
control.
see? Because it's like a weird thing that why do you feel the need to appease people that you didn't do nothing to? Oh, because my
Mm.
life is easier than theirs. Then fucking enjoy it, you idiot.
But
I
dude,
wish my
you,
life were easier than somebody
Juice, you know
else's.
where that comes from, Juice? You know where that comes from? That comes from the public school system and what they're
Maybe.
teaching kids. That's where it comes from.
shit.
That's what it is. That's where it is. We give our kids to these freaking liberal. We're going
Yeah.
this to a whole deep rabbit. But there's a certain type of teacher that they're hiring now, and they're inculcating into our young kids' minds these thoughts and
The thing
ideologies that are
is,
fucking them up, bro.
now here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I don't want to go too deep in a rabbit hole because y'all may not
Mm,
be able to sleep.
mm.
The question isn't the question really isn't where is this propaganda coming from? My question is, are they aware or are they brainwashed? Because for me, it's very obvious where it's coming from. It's
Mm.
coming from the enemies of the United States to destabilize this infrastructure. I've been
Exactly.
saying it over and over that
Exactly.
how the fuck
Exactly.
did socialism of all things start trending again? Like this thing trends every fucking 20 years. Some ass. We should try socialism, bro. That shit has
Yeah.
not worked anywhere. And a new crop of morons always thinks, all right, well, we're gonna do it right this time. Like, no,
Mm.
there is no
But
right way to do it.
Julius, you know what
Good.
they didn't solve for? You know what they had no idea, no salt, no. They've been blindsided by. It's by the Latino vote, and they don't understand how Latinos aren't falling for it. But it's simple. It's because African Americans and white Americans have never been subjected to socialism. While
Yeah.
Latinos come from the countries that we're trying to fucking get out of and know where all
Also,
this
yeah, but
bullshit goes.
but also but also I agree with that completely, even though it doesn't encompass the entire spectrum of the Latinos. It doesn't encompass the entire spectrum. But the other
Mm,
thing is that our values have always been traditional, and they
yes,
still are. Our
conservative.
values,
Yes.
by nature we're conservatives. But like, yes, I want my family, I want my job, I want
Mm,
my kids to be safe. I don't want them to
hmm.
go to school and have people talking about what different things they like to hide in their ass. How is this part of the curriculum? Right?
Mm,
And that's most. I mean, that's like, yeah, you could spit in the wind and hit a Latino like that. Now, this younger generation of Latinos, in fairness, these first or second and third generation Americans, however long their parents have been here, they're a bit more susceptible because you don't know the hardships. And because also, and there are other outlying factors like, listen, you were born into a world that has an internet. You don't have the frame of reference to realize how much that's affecting you and every generation after you. You have the attention span of a housefly because of that internet. You can't work. You can't work as hard as the people who were here before you because of that internet. Like literally, you don't. It's not in you. And there's a lot to that also. That there are outlying factors that are affecting this younger generation that makes them more susceptible to suggestion. Do you think it's a coincidence that they were issuing? And I said this already. I said it 5 years ago. Those TikTok challenges that you're seeing are a way to gauge the susceptibility of the youth, to gauge how many people actually participate in this. What proportion of the youth are going to blindly follow a trend via an app that ties back to China, which is an enemy of the United States?
Unbelievable.
You think that's a coincidence? They've got people walking on milk crates and falling off of them, and it's fun. And this is in what, 15 to 30 second to minute intervals. Intervals, right? It's like none of this is brainwashing. You don't see it. And you know why you don't see it? Because you don't know what the world was like before this. I do. This is, you think it's a, yo, dog, they don't got the attention span to do anything. They don't even play video games anymore. They watch other people play video games.
Video games. It's the most craziest shit. It's the craziest shit.
Yo, that shit is
crazy. It's the craziest shit.
You don't want to play? Yo, that's crazy. You don't want to play it?
It's a world where they're satisfied to live vicariously, man. In other words, you're satisfied to dunk a basketball on the video screen, but you won't pick up a basketball and actually dribble and shoot or anything like that. It's crazy, man. It's so
because
sad.
they've been they're baser sports.
Right.
Sports, a role that sports played in the mind of the adolescent man who's going through puberty, and his strength is coming in and his wildness is coming in. Sports, regardless of the sport, gave you an outlet for that energy to use it constructively. The reason these young men don't even need that outlet is because they've been dumbed down and turned docile over time. And you know, docile people are easier to control.
That's what it is. Point blank. Yo, my brother, I gotta go, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking go to sleep too. I got gym in the morning. You guys stay up and stay off TikTok, man. That shit is bad for you, man. That fucking shit.
God bless.
Stay off that fucking shit.
Later.